finish this bid. We finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid. We finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid. We finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have...
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. It is the ECAC week number 5. I'm FBI Tugboat. I'm joined with the Mustache. Mustache, how we doing?
Doing good. I'm excited for this matchup. We saw Boise State last week. We get to see them again.
Yeah, Boise State 3-0 last week. But first and foremost, we must talk about the people and the organizations that do make this possible. First and foremost, that is KTAD out there producing away, making our jobs as casters just so much easier. Mustache and myself are just beautiful facial hair mixed with some beautiful voices without our production, just screaming in our rooms by ourselves. So really, again, huge shout out to production. Now, I want to give a big shout out here to Legion Lenovo. Well, nope, I said that backwards. Lenovo Legion, excuse me. Lenovo Legion knows that you play to win. To stand out from the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and reactions. Makes sense. Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest and most critical of situations. Arguably when they're most required, their mustache. When it's with its extreme 1 millisecond response time to its insane 240 hertz refresh rate, the Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, but does a lot more. Extreme 1 millisecond response time, insane 240 hertz refresh rate. Built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level, the Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch Full HD IPS panel with built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility, and this monitor, the Legion Y25 monitor, is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. 24.5 inches puts it just over 2 feet, right, Mustache?
It does, and I tell you what, 24 inches seems to be the sweet spot for everybody's monitors when they're playing Rocket League. I've asked quite a few. That seems to be the good one.
Not a bad. Well, it's not length. It's diagonal, right? Isn't that
Right.
that's how they measure measure monitors? You know, I got this TV a couple years ago, right? And I measure across the bottom. They said it was like a 42-inch TV or something like this. Comes out like 37 and a half. I'm thinking of getting taken for a ride here by Best Buy or wherever I got the TV from. But no, it is diagonal, people. It's diagonal. We are going to be looking at Boise State taking on RPI here today. Like you said, Boise State is coming off of a 3-0 victory, correct?
Yes, it was quite a showing. They even came in with a sub to begin, and they looked great. I mean, they're definitely seem to be a tough team. In fact, all of their weeks have been sweeps. They haven't lost a game, they haven't lost a game. So Boise State, they seem to be the hot ticket item. Rensselaer, they've had a few tough goings, and then they even had to play one of their own teams from their own college last week. So they're still looking good. They're sitting there at that 4-0, but I think Boise State might be the team to beat.
The bane of the existence, the David the Goliath that is Boise State. Yes, it is the RPI squad, Rensselaer Engineers. Looking back on over to this, RPI in the right, in the orange. We are looking at Furain right now, putting it up just a bare corner. That's actually going to be assisted. So RPI scoring early here, Mustache.
They didn't waste any time. That is just a fantastic little pop-up, and right there off the post rolls in. I mean, hey, you take those all day long, and RPI are already off to a great start.
9 seconds in. Things we love to see, if you're fans of RPI, of course. Gill Instincts. Danger with Lions as the sub coming in from Boise State. See how the squad does get it done. Pushing back on over the side. Instinct getting up close and personal, getting demoed for his efforts right there. With Brother Nature coming in, getting that one going. Furain, nice little double touch right there, Mustache.
He's got 2 to his name already, and RPI are looking fantastic on this offensive side. And it's kind of surprising to see Boise State kind of stuck in this defensive position for as long as they have been. They really haven't been able to, counterattack and get moving on their offense. So maybe we'll see something here, but if RPI keeps this up, it's going to be a tough order for Boise.
Gotcha. That's Baynock, not Danger. Excuse me. I had it written down wrong. Didn't spell it wrong. That would be a massive misspelling.
You know what? Danger played last week. Baynock must be another sub because he was not one of the initial players, but Instinct and Gill were, and they did definitely put in some work last week. And again, it's still just been RPI, and these passing plays from them have been phenomenal, and now they've got another one added on the board.
Fantastic little cut in action right there from Gio. The effort from Furain just to center up this ball a little bit. And you're not going to see a ball traveling that fast along the ground like a roller at 107 kilometers per hour very often.
No, you will not. And, I'm wanting to see something out of Boise State. But right now, it has been RPI. They keep going. And maybe, I talked about it in the little bit of a pregame that, we haven't seen Boise State lose a game. I don't want to say it too early. There's plenty of time to turn this one around, but when you are down 3 goals with 3.5 minutes left on the clock, you've got to get something going, and we are just still stuck over here on the Boise half.
Yeah, the port and the storm here, if you're a Boise State fan, is that there's plenty of time left. Whatever the score is at halftime can be undone. Just physically, doing so, a different story, a tall task and a tough ask. 3 minutes across the middle. That's almost centered up there. There it is. There's the first for your Boise State squad. They're not putting up a goose egg in game number 1, Mustache.
No, and Gil set that one up perfectly. A fantastic challenge. You see him staying there with the defender, making sure if he has to, he can bump him out of the way, but Instinct has the accuracy there. Throws it in the back of the net. Now down 2, 3 minutes left. Plenty of time to keep it going.
Yeah, still plenty of time. One-sided affair so far. Plenty of time to make it a non-issue, but still, what we got so far is a one-sided affair, and that gets a little bit less so. Vena, coming on in here. Slamming in a second. 1-score game. 3 minutes left.
We've been wanting the offense. We finally start seeing the aggressiveness to come out from Boise State. They're coming right out of the kickoff, setting any type of play up, making sure they've got at least another player with them when they go on their striking attack. And so far now they're down only 1. Just a plethora of time, but Instinct off the backboard. Is he gonna drop the oh, he wanted to put that one in. I thought he was gonna whip out the protractor to see if he could get the angle, but unfortunately his efforts were just not justified, and he's gonna have to try again.
Geometry is not my strong suit. Speaking of, Baynock coming in again. 2 in a row right here. Took him, what, 45 seconds between these 2 scores, Mustache?
Right. We were talking about time, and they said, look, we've got this. They were down 3 goals. They are now tied at 3 apiece, and we are just 4 seconds away from the halfway point. We finally hit it there. Gio's going to see if they can't put themselves back in the lead, but now Boise State, maybe they just need to warm up. They were a little rusty at the beginning. They're starting to liven up, and that could be dangerous as Gio's not going to be able to get that hit, and Brain's just going to have to toss it to the side.
Mistake up and over, a solid hit attempt, and that's going to be Gio saving the lives for right now. A pop up, looking for a second. That's almost knocked in by the defender there.
That was a close call for sure, and I'm glad they were able to pop that one off and have a second defender there in that little bit of chaos, because that would have been dangerous to have their 3-goal lead, then quickly lose it off of that little mistake. They're able to digress, move past it, and keep the game going. But Instinct out to Gil. Passing plays starting to come out from Boise State, looking good. Brain's got to get this one out, can't do so. Brother's got to get a touch on it. Gio is the last one in the corner, gets a valiant effort, but not past the midfield line, which is where Boise State just capitalizes on mistakes.
And Boise State had plenty of opportunity there. Defense kind of showing up, and then this is just a result of boost management right now. They turned everything there. As I say that, another low roller goes all the way in. Corners really have been the best friend of Boise State so far. We started this out RPI, 3-score run. Boise State saying, I can do that too.
I tell you what, when I hit the post like that, it always rolls out. I never get that lucky. But apparently these players, on both sides of the ball for both squads, each of them able to hit the post, roll in. But right now, Boise State using that 1 goal to get them the lead. Got 60 seconds left. Gil with control, seeing Brother Nature off of the corner. Gio gonna get this one cleared out. We finally see RPI, a little bit of a double commit. They're gonna have to watch that if they want to try and tie this up.
We sit up and down, almost getting that one. Is barely knocking out from top bar, bounces out. Our BSU tries to assume this offensive stance yet again. Uncharacteristic miss there from Gil. Not quite centered, but Instinct has a second sense of these things. Knocks this one out.
The instincts are definitely kicking in for him, but Parain trying to see with nothing left in the tank what he could do with it. Gio popping that off the backboard. Gil, Instinct, both getting touches on it. Instinct low boost as well, but as long as they keep it in the midfield line, it's going to work out. Brother Nature might be the only one. No, Farain in the air, gets it past one, doesn't get the double. No, Geo doesn't connect either, and Baynock is just going to toss this off to the backboard. Brother Nature's going to try one more time. Can he get control? No, and Boise State, down 3 goals, are able to come back and win by 1.
Never say never. You believe in miracles, whatever you want to say there. That is a fantastic showing of simply keeping the dream alive when you're down right there, Mustache. I think that Boise State had a lot of offensive opportunities kind of taken away from them early, and RPI just went on an absolute roll at that. This really was the tale of 2 different games. In the first 2 minutes or so with RPI, and then Boise State initially slowly coming back, and then getting that fourth and just holding strong all the way through this to the end. An interesting game, too. We're in the books for you here, Mustache.
Oh, indeed. And you're right. RPI just came out of the gate strong. Honestly, that's what they need to do here in game number 2. They need to come out just as strong and be able to hold on to that as long as they can, because now that Boise State seem to be getting warmed up, could be dangerous to try to, take down this behemoth that is Boise State, because once they get rolling, it is hard to stop them. But RPI, they have the ability to get the shots and put them in the back of the net. They just got to keep it going and watch those defensive mistakes. There was a few right there that really gave Boise the opportunities. So I think if they can kind of clear that up, I think RPI can even up the series.
Yeah, there's 2 kind of more clear lower mistakes right here. If even a player like could have maybe come back and kind of blocked those away. And if that had been the case, we would have ended this one 3-2. As it is, that is no longer an issue. Baynock striking early and sending one right to the gut.
Those RPI that didn't waste any time. It's Baynock and Boise State to do the exact same thing. 3 seconds in. Unbelievable showing. Great kickoff goal. Will they get another one? No, this one rolling out to the side and Gio just having to hold on to control. But I want to see the same thing to come out of RPI. I want to see them right out of the gate. Gio's going to put one in. No, Farain able to have the post give him a little bit of a saving grace, because that was going to be a goal for sure. Farain off the crossbar, down and in, and he will end up tying it up.
Everything in a bag of chips going right for RPI right there. High-scoring affair it has been so far, Mustache. 7 scores total across the first game? 22 seconds, I should say, into this one. 2 scores already. Tied up, though.
Yeah, both defenses might have to look at what they need to do. And I guess I shouldn't say that too convincingly, given that one was a crossbar down. Those are just always tough to read, and you expect to kind of bounce out. But no, Gil is maybe going to get gifted this one. I don't think the defender had the boost. Farain went up for the challenge. No, it was Gio who had to make the play, and I think he ran out, and unfortunately for him, that one just floats right by.
Yeah, you gotta give it a goodbye kiss as it's going, because it is not coming to you. Just like that, Boise State taking the lead. Situation they're obviously very comfortable in. Spent about not half of last game, 2 minutes of last game being ahead by 1, maintaining positions. As it is, Instinct putting this up and over to the corner, kind of blocking off opportunity for right now until Gio gets a hand on it. Gil back to it, so kind of some flipper motion to the left side right there.
Noticing some aggression to come out from RPI. I was noticing a defender clear, and I'm liking that aggression. I want to see more of that. Some demos. There's a demo from Farain out there on Gil over in the backfield, so they need to start taking out these Boise State players if they're going to try and break through, because Boise State will create a brick wall, and it just makes their efforts even tougher to try to sneak in. And Farain having to stretch on that one, as that shot was definitely on target.
Yeah, like disassembling his car in midair to try and stretch out to that one, but barely does get it. And that was definitely going in otherwise. Fantastic efforts from this RPI defense. Back on over to the middle. Instinct trying, and that's going to be Brother Nate on the block on the second. Baynock has been putting these up left, right, and center. That's going to be money. That's decently centered. Instinct having to burn everything to get to this one as well. Throwing Epic on top of that save.
All of these shots, the players have been like hesitating to make sure that it's going to hit backboard. And you can kind of tell once their camera pans over that they're realizing, wow, that's actually going to drop a lot faster than I expect. And Baynock trying to go for the defender clear, and it still falls in for Instinct. Brother Nature just could not get the handle on the ball needed. Unfortunately, does fall in. Boise State on top, but RPI is going to want that one back.
Yeah, Brother Nature had to make a play on it one way or another. Gil was going to come in at this, and with just jumps, barely even boost necessary, would have been able to rack that one in. We'll give him credit for the effort regardless, because there's no one way or another. At least made a play on it.
Gio, great catch. That was a great drop down. Gio trying to put another one. He gets a nice turn on it, but Instinct is able to regain control. Farain around, nobody there. One player coming in from RPI trying to see if he could get any type of connection on the ball. Farain, nice touch. Can he get the boost? He does. Baynock is the only defender, but he is able to hold on to the possession. And now this Tumbler brings the ball down, and Farain is able to take control off of Brother Nature's touch. Good midfield control coming out from RPI.
If we're talking about differences in defenses here, Boise State has just been able to do a lot more with a single player back. Whether that's, it doesn't always have to be that big clear. You just have to purchase yourselves at 2.5, 3 seconds of time for teammates. Get back, pick up boost on their way or whatever else, and get set up. These teammates.
Now the team for RPI is going to see if they can do this one, just kind of floating off to the side. Brother Nature going for the 50, and Baynock. That big tumbler will just cause some havoc when you go for a touch for a challenge. Gio gets up midfield, gets it past Instinct. Brother Nature in the air. Baynock can't connect. Gil's going to have to get the clear. And you start to notice that RPI is pushing up on those attempts to see if they can get past the defender and maybe clean up on a miscue on the defensive side. But unfortunately, they haven't been able to yet. Still 2 goals down, a minute 15 left. Gio's going to try and change that as I speak, but Instinct with a great challenge. Baynock connecting with each other, trying to make the plays go, and now we've got Brain and Brother Nature. Oh no, they left it alone. Gil gives all the time in the world to make a play.
Yeah, and that's time that RPI simply does not have right now. They've cleaned up a lot more on defense. This offense for Boise State really has earned these goals a lot more than in our last game, especially the 2 that were a little bit lower. Getting out to it doesn't matter. Brother Nature brings this game within a thumbnail. One score, 1, no lead indeed here in Rocket League, Mustache.
I'm glad Farain went for the defender. He knew that there was a player there, the comms were there, and everybody was just on point. Good setup, 46 seconds left, 1 goal down. Favorable kickoff, but nobody elects to go for it. Gil having time to get it cleared out. Gio gets it past Baynock. Can he get the recovery needed? No, I believe he was actually bumped on his recovery. Sets down, Farain in the air, drops it, and there's the tying goal with 30 seconds left.
There you go. This is how we do it for Rain. A tied game, 30 seconds left. That classic half-minute drill. For Rain just simply getting there a little bit faster. You know, it always doesn't have to be fast and loud, Mustache. But I'll tell you, if it hadn't been then, no goal. We'd still be watching this one 3-2. As it is, back to the middle in the true neutral situation.
These 2 teams are so evenly matched up, it seems like. We constantly get to that 3-3, pinnacle point in the series, or in the game rather, and then it's just who will come out with that golden goal needed. We might head into overtime. 13 seconds left. This one dropping to midfield. Baynock though stopping it on that midfield line. Instinct puts it on, but Brother Nature gets the clear. Gil in the air. I think Brother Nature might be low boost. This could be dangerous. Instinct puts it in at 1 second left.
So we'll give this a technical opportunity. We will see a true volleyball situation as we come out. 1 second, that 1 second does not start until these cars do touch this ball. But once this touches the ground again, that'll be it. And if RPI doesn't get it, and allows it to touch the ground, that'll be Boise State putting up game number 2 at a 4-3 scoreline. Brother Nature doing his job. Gil off the side. Does have plenty of space under this. Brother Nature getting into it again! This is not where RPI needs it, though.
This could be dangerous. Farain setting it up. I believe everybody from RPI are just low boost. They're trying to do whatever they can. Gio trying to get it past Farain, not going to be able to turn. And Boise do sneak out the win. Unbelievable to see them pull it out at that 1 second. And it was all because of Baynock stopping it at that midfield line. And Instinct and Baynock have just been connecting all night long. They've done it now here in game 2. Can they do it in game 3? Now Boise State 1 game away from completing yet another series sweep.
Yeah, with how close this has been, I have to imagine if Boise State has come forth and had like such an easy way in their sweep so far, because one score difference in games 1 and 2, both of these 4-3 coming into this one, that looks like I mean, it definitely is. Doesn't look like it. It's a very, very close matchup. RPI looking to strike back in game number 3, but we are on series point here, Mustache.
You know, you're right. The series scoreline does not say enough for this series altogether. To have it 4-3 both games, but 3-3 tied for forever, and then Boise State just always squeaking out that one goal. Yeah. RPI, they have everything they need to. I do believe this is very evenly matched up. Just again, few mistakes, and really there's been mistakes on Boise State too. They're just able to capitalize on a few more from RPI. So I am not convinced that any other series I would have been like Boise State, they've got this, but I do feel RPI can keep the series going. I want to see them keep the series going, but Boise State, they're that hurdle that, no one can get past.
So far, that has exactly been the case. 5 minutes, one last shot, a new lease on life here inside of RPI. Would not happen quickly, would not happen cleanly. That is not much we have learned from games 1 and games 2. Nice passes into it, just outside. Gill trying to get a more clearing motion on this one, not going to happen. Instinct now down to Baynock. Baynock bringing this one out to the left corner until he gets a lot of interference right there. Can't really hold on to it. Gill trying to cover this one up. That's just been the game plan so far. Kind of the interrupt game plan here for RPI so far.
I'm noticing that they are being a lot more aggressive on the attack. They are trying to challenge anything and everything. And I don't want, some people will say, oh, that's ball chasing, but I don't feel it is here. They are just making sure that they're not giving Boise State the time. They've given them a lot of respect in the other 2 games, and now we just need to say, look, we need to challenge them. Don't give them the time to make a play. And it seems to be working as Boise State's been able to get some plays going, but not enough to really break through on the offensive side.
Let's kind of see how that goes. Every time so far, we have seen much earlier goals so far. It seems like a changing game plan, really, for both of these collegiate squads. Baynock, nice stop. Connects right there, sets it up for teammate. Now Gill trying to get something going and just abandoned right there. Taking it back to the middle, and that's Boise State taking advantage for right now. But yeah, as you said, as we can see, it's a wholesale change in that offensive game plan.
Now past, a minute and a half in the game, nobody scoring. We had, 2 or 3 goals by this point in previous games. So again, maybe the defenses are stepping up. The offense is not able to get anything going because of this. Farain trying to make anything go. Ooh, trying to grab it in the corner, bring it out. I love the play there. This one might be an open net. Gill not able to get the goal as Farain he was on that offensive attack and quickly rotated to make the defensive play. That is pivotal in RPI's formation right now, but this could be dangerous off the backboard. Nobody there. They leave it alone. Baynock elects not to go. Brother Nature over. Baynock low boost. Gill given some aid as both defenses again just coming in clutch. Nobody scoring yet.
Yeah, that was Gill and Baynock almost having the deadly touch right there, the kiss of death in the middle. They're both coming out in about the same altitude as well, almost knocked into each other and didn't block away this otherwise open net goal. Past halftime now. We were up to 6 goals at this point in game number 1. There's a shot! Brother Nature taking the lead for RPI, a lead that they have not enjoyed since the very beginning of game number 1.
Indeed, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm seeing Mattify on the field, so was that a
Gio out.
Say that again?
Gio was playing earlier. That's Gio who was out.
So Mattify coming in, super sub, seeing if they can turn this one around. I saw him in between games just sitting there wondering when he might make the opportunity, and so far, maybe that could be the difference maker. You know, a new player coming in for RPI. Brother Nature's gonna be there. No, he does get this double touch off the crossbar. I thought that was gonna bounce above his nose, but RPI up by 2 now with just under 2 minutes left. RPI looking good.
He takes it off the nose in the first, headbutts it on the second. Just outside 2 minutes, RPI, like you said, looking good. Showing off offense, showing off defense, cleaning up the kind of the edges that they had a little bit muddied from earlier. So far, I've not let anything in this Boise State squad.
Back for it, though. I wanted to wait before I said anything, as I just saw that Instinct was on the prowl, seeing what he could do, and maybe see if the caster curse would strike with Boise State, trying to take one off. But whoa, that's a fantastic pass from Ferrain out to Brother Nature, and a valiant effort. Another great pass. So the communication really picking up with RPI as 2 fantastic plays developing between 2 players at least.
Yeah, and the passes will come into passes and will turn into points. Eventually open net, and Brother Nature can't get from the offense to the defense so far. This is, yeah, only Brother Nature has scored in this game until Gil puts one up and in right there. 4 shots for 2 goals, not a bad scoreline by any means, but just like that, 1 minute, 11 seconds, 1 score difference. A lot of ones right there, Mustache.
Indeed, and you know it's dangerous when you see you're only up by 1 against Boise State. Heck, they were up by 3, and that wasn't even good enough. So you cannot ever count out Boise State. You've got under 60 seconds left. You've got to hold on to this lead if you want this series to go on, and you're able to take the first game away from Boise State. Brother Nature trying to do so. Ferrain gives it a nice little boost and gives them the 2-goal lead.
There you go. That's exactly what RPI needed. That's what the doctor ordered here, Mustache. A huge clear back to midfield, and Ferrain with a more standard touch on this one. Boise State is hyper aggressive. It cannot rotate in time. 2-score lead, much more comfortable than the first.
1 pass a day keeps the doctor away. That's what they say, right?
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Well, nevertheless, the 2-goal lead is exactly what they need. But Gil trying to keep the pressure going. 31 seconds left, and so far RPI looking good. Nobody able to go up for it from Boise State. Off the backboard, Ferrain trying to drop it down. Brother having to turn on it. Instinct's got control. Gets the flip reset, drops it down, and is able to put it in. 1 goal down, 17 seconds left. If this was any other team, you'd be like, look, we've got this. But no, Boise State is staring down, and they are going to want to tie this up. And we've been seeing them all 3s across the board. What would be any different in game 3?
So what, we see 2 more from Boise State in this one at 4-3 as well.
Yeah, right.
Definitely possible. It'd be very, very hard at this point, though. Just 1 score separates us from a formal overtime situation. Gil up, Brother Nature in the back, Mattify in the front. Not against that one at all. Just looking to ground this one, make sure lightning does not strike. That's it right there. We're going to get some extra Rocket League here, my friend.
There it is. Boise State, they drop a game, and their sweeps end there. RPI coming in with super sub, Mattify coming in, getting an assist and a save for himself. Maybe that was it. That was a fantastic showing from RPI to hold down the fort. Boise State, they kept knocking at that door, but RPI kept shutting it down. Fantastic play from them.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. We kind of saw what happens when Boise State pours it all into the offense. Like, they get a lot of opportunities. We saw a lot of the really, really pretty passes and a lot of solid communication and team play right here. But at the end of the day, really the RPI defense won this game for them because of so many opportunities that they did ultimately have. Now, this only says 4 shots on for Boise State, but Rocket League can be kind of weird in how they had, elect to give out those rewards and those points and whatnot. Definitely felt like more, I'll at least say that.
Yes, I've definitely been there where the game will not credit what would have been a shot attempt. But you're right. Boise State only coming out with 4. I'm not sure if that's true either when we see 9 to come out from RPI. But even if that is the case, 9 to come out from RPI, that is why I feel they had the upper hand in this one. And it was all because of that change in gameplay where they pushed and constantly just kept going at it. So again, keep coming in with the aggressiveness, keep coming in and just putting pressure on Boise State. Maybe we can send this to 5 games.
Yeah, well, we're at least going to get this one. And that last game, that game number 3, it proved that even gods can bleed here, Mustache. RPI, or excuse me, Boise State has not dropped a game yet. Is that correct?
They have not. They have
First.
won every single series in a 3-0 in this ECAC regular season. So they have dropped their first game, but they are not going to be happy, and they're going to want to end this series here. They're still in series match point, but RPI, they've got a little bit of life left in them.
Gil getting knocked out the way. Farain says he wants it himself. Beautiful play right here. Gets a significant hit on the ball. That's everything that's necessary right there. And Gil knocks it. And Gil knocks it on over.
That was a fantastic, almost ones play. You see that mentality in ones, sometimes twos, but able to hold on to the ball control and then go for the defensive clear. Fantastic showing, but a drop down is gonna open it up yet again, and that is just a missed touch and a perfect capitalization from this Mattify.
So that's going to be games number 1, 3, and 4 that RPI not only strikes first, but gets it in multiple fashion. Those 3 goals in the first game, 2 goals in the last game, now 2 goals here in game number 4. Doesn't say anything for how this game will end.
No,
It is an interesting storyline.
If superstition, you know, is anything to say for how this series is going, you'd almost be a little concerned with how fast RPI is scoring, because every single time that's happened, Boise State's always clawed their way back. So I wouldn't, if I'm an RPI fan, I'd be saying, you know, kind of weather the storm and extend those goals out just a little bit, because Boise State, they will definitely try to claw their way back.
They're definitely not giving up any time soon. Plenty of time left in this one. Gil able to cover up the corner and starts us back towards the middle. Instinct comes shooting back, screaming back with his teammate. A half-hearted shot, but still going to force the handoff for Rain. Of course, a lot of boost out to be utilized there. Brother Nature getting up close and personal on defense, and we've seen before many times. Mattify coming up, actually missing at that one. For Rain picking up the slack right there. That's why you have teammates.
That's exactly why you have teammates, and I'm glad the communication was there to say, all right, you know, I don't have it, and Farain was able to turn on that one, because if he had been on any different trajectory to keep his car moving, it would have been in a bad place at the horrible time to try to make any type of attempt, and would have been a wide open goal for Boise State. But it doesn't matter, because they still have their 2-goal lead. They were able to get it cleared, and now Brother Nature's going to do the exact same thing, sending it over to the Boise State half.
And speaking of doing the same thing, I see Baynock there trying to channel that aggression. Comes forth, tries to put, as this shot is coming in, goes for the defender as well. Just not going to hit it on this time. RPI definitely has the ticket of Boise State in this game so far. Every other thing has been super, super close. It seems like pretty much everything has been stopped right now. And a great job of even realizing that ball was just dead. Like where it was going, and who was near it. There's no opportunity. They just let it sail.
Yeah, that's a perfect play, like you said, because it gives them the time, and he doesn't have to waste the boost, because you could kind of tell that all 3 players were there, and they were constantly, you know, boost starved. They were trying to make any type of play off of the pads that they could pick up. So just to give up on it, and Instinct not giving up on that one, getting the clear. But RPI is keeping the offense going, and Boise State's going to have to do the same thing now as we approach the final 2 minutes here in game number 4. 2 goals down. They've got to get a goal a minute to try to turn this one around. It's definitely able for Boise State, but right now Farain and company are trying to put them to a game 5 that Boise State hasn't seen at all in here in ECAC.
I haven't dropped a game, and definitely not dropped a match. They're faced up against something that they have not necessarily seen before. Baydock gets gifted one against an RPI defense that usually has been able to coordinate a lot better than that. What exactly happened here?
I think Mattify got faked out by Instinct, and that's when you're in game and you throw out the calculated faking, because Instinct made the attempt. Mattify thought he was going to get a touch, and whether he intentionally missed it or not, it really kind of threw Mattify for an oddball and put him on the wrong foot. He wasn't able to make the play. So Boise State sneak one by. Can they sneak another? As we just now have almost the final 70 seconds here in game number 4 with the lead still in favor of RPI.
Once again, time-wise, I think now the situation we find ourselves more in than the other way around, RPI being in the lead. But again, go either way. Railed in here, Mattify says, you know, I don't really like that one score difference. It makes me an easy mustache. I'd prefer the 2. Let me just go ahead and get that one, put it on the board, push you guys to 60 seconds.
Ferain with that demo on instinct, clearing out the one and only player that could stop Mattify in his tracks. And it just is a wide open net. That 2-goal lead is back. Right now, RPI, they have kicked it into overdrive as they are trying to take now a second game off of Boise State and send us to a game 5. Honestly, I did not expect it to happen, especially with the way Boise State was constantly getting themselves to back into the scoring and then winning position. But the series isn't over yet. Even if they're able to get one here, Baynock is able to sneak it by. 25 seconds. Hey, crazier things have happened. Maybe they can get us tied up.
You know, this is plenty of time. They took it with 1 second left earlier to kind of take away the overtime opportunity from RPI. Boise State scores not once but twice. This series is over. And RPI going from a previous win into a comfortable 2-goal lead into a possible game 5 situation would have that done and dusted. And that was almost it right there. Gil almost had his team singing his praises. A perfect shot across the middle. 12 seconds to go. Baynock putting this up on the rotation down bottom. His instinct having to fight for it and more. And that might have been the nail in the coffin.
I think so. Gil's giving it one more effort. He gets a second touch on it off the corner. Baynock is there. He bounced it off the backboard. Instinct off the backboard yet again, but Ferain is able to keep it going. No, it doesn't drop. It was Gil who was able to make a touch. RPI finally let the ball drop, and we are going to game 5. What a turnaround from RPI so far.
Yeah, what it looks like Boise State just likes taking their dubs in 4-3 fashion. RPI looks like they like taking their dubs in 3-2 fashion. That has been the scoreline for both of our winning teams across these. Games 1 and 2 is all Boise State all the time. RPI switching things up there in games 3 and 4, kind of getting in the driver's seat, setting the cruise control, and just taking off.
Indeed. So it looks like there's going to be a server reset. We'll get everybody repositioned, but Boise State to come back or to be in this position, I again didn't expect to see it, but if anybody's going to do it, it is going to be RPI. They've been looking good. All the games have been close. We've been talking about how this has been an even matchup throughout the night. So it's no surprise that we're in this position where we are now going to game 5 and should be a thrilling matchup to say the least. Oh, now we just need to wait and get everybody in position. Now, Tugboat, who do we go for? Do you think Boise will pull it off? Do you think RPI might pull off the reverse sweep? So not only would you knock games off of Boise State, but you're now in a position to reverse sweep this behemoth that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I'm looking at if the underdog situation, the underdog benefit comes into here, then that's going to be RPI all the time. Boise State, I think that these breaks in between games mustache has allowed this squad, Boise State, more so than RPI, to kind of come in and examine their mistakes. Now, that's just happened a little bit less because obviously the last 2 games, teams are warmed up. They've gotten used to each other and just simply less mistakes being committed. If RPI can continue on with that and just have more of that like razor's edge, neck-to-neck gameplay, this is going to be RPI taking it in game number 5. If Boise State comes out and watches RPIs make mistakes, it's going to be them by a landslide.
Yeah, I think if RPI can come out with that aggression, we've seen a lot of bumps, a lot of demos. Keep doing that. Keep taking players out of the game, and I think you'll be able to knock down Boise State and pull it off, because it has been a fantastic showing from them for RPI to keep that going. And maybe it was Mattify coming in and kind of changing the mentality in that in those comms right there. But nevertheless, whatever their key to victory is, it's working, and you definitely don't want to change it. So unfortunately, when you have these little server breakups and you have to rebuild them because you want them to be as competitive and evenly internet connection
even competitive,
as
yeah,
possible.
even competitive environments.
You want it. It always is a hindrance because you're on that roll and now you've got to take this break. So hopefully it doesn't affect RPI too much. But Boise State, I'm hoping they're taking this time and talking over what they need to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna go to a very short break while these servers get reset. Everybody, as JT says, right, we get all the kids in the pool for the lesson starts. We'll be back with you guys here at the ECAC regular season in just a little bit.
Have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch ahead. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
And we are back. The ECAC regular season week 5 continues now. This is a 2v2 game 5 situation we have on our hands here, Mustache. RPI coming on in, dropping the first 2 games 4-3 against Boise State. Boise State then going forth and dropping the next 2 games 3-2. Both games 3 or 4. We're in game 5 now.
And it is a pivotal game 5 to say the least. RPI might be able to reverse sweep Boise State. Remember, ECAC during the regular season is a Swiss format. You keep playing, everybody in your same standings, and so to knock down Boise State and give them their first series loss could be huge throughout this regular season.
At the absolute least, they have given them not just their first, but their second map loss as well. And that's going to be Baynock putting a solid foot forward here for your Boise State Broncos.
And, as we were talking about Boise State losing, they're like, look, we've got 5 minutes. Like, this isn't over yet. And, of course, Baynock, 15 seconds in, is going to say, look, we are definitely going to try to take this game. They put the first one on the board, and RPI answer back. That's the question. Brother Nature in the air, running out of boost, able to get connection, and for Rain with the valiant effort, puts it off of the post.
Mattify is still in here, still back. Didn't even get on the offense that time. Not willing to drop the second one off of a big clear situation. Is RPI, wise decisions. Back to the middle. Stopped so far by Rain. Up and over. Instinct, actually. Nobody else there on the other side. Actually picked this one up. Gil and Brother Nature, both kind of the duo demo right there. Now everybody back to it.
With a nice touch out to the corner, just trying to hold on that defense. They've got the 1-goal lead. Don't want to toss it away, and a good bump away bumping Rain off of the ball from Instinct. We were talking about aggression to come out from RPI. I'd like to almost see the exact same thing to come out of Boise State as well. You've got to start clearing out the defenders, the players, when they're in your way, because at this level of gameplay, it is tough to try to sneak past anybody unless your accuracy is just 100% on point. Mattify is just trying to get it cleared out, at least past the midfield line, but right now it's been Boise State controlling this offense. Baynock dropping it down with a nice waterfall in front of the net, but nobody expecting it from Boise State. It's a little bit of a sigh of relief there for RPI as they keep going.
Baynock heading straight down the middle of this one. Push off to the left side. Now it's him bringing this one out. Brings it down to the bottom. Rain covering it up for right now. Rain hitting on the double on the side. Brother Nature trying to get to this one. Not going to happen so easily. Solidly in control is Boise State. Unless Rain has something to say about it. Solid hit just outside. Instinct would not have been able to get that one.
Did Rain have something to say about it? That was so close, and I thought he was going to be able to sneak that one in. He tries to at least set something up from Brother Nature. Mattify on his retreat back. Good challenge, stops it in front of the net. Rain getting a nice touch. Baynock, though, keeping the pressure going. Rain backwards off of the backboard, at least able to get it past midfield, but Boise State and that midfield control has been their key to victory. Rain, does he get the double? Not able to. He had no boost. If he would have had at least a pad worth, he might have been able to get that touch, and it would have been a fantastic tying goal.
Coming down at the quintessential time as well, a little bit past halftime. Everything that the first 4 games had in common is that we had many more scores on the boards than right now. As it is, 2 minutes left. Only a 1-0 lead here at Boise State Broncos. Back to it. Almost making that one an issue, but Gil has something to say about it. Shows up on defense, showing up on the offense. That's it!
Oh,
no, it's just a little bit too high. There's the second touch. Always more impactful than the first.
Brother Nature, he puts it off the crossbar, but look at this bump on Baynock. He was in the air. Brother Nature literally launches him up like a rocket. And a fantastic showing to get that tying goal.
Sometimes you don't need boosts, sometimes you just need good teammates. The right time, in the right place.
Backboard, Baynock getting a nice touch. Brother Nature trying to put yet another one in. Gil can't connect, and RPI are able to sneak one in.
We talked about mistakes, Mustache, correct?
We did, and that is a mistake for sure, unfortunately for Boise State.
Yeah, not one, but yeah, everybody except Instinct, Gil, Baynock, both reaching out for this one. Just can't take it. Minute 37. Have an actual lead now for RPI, even though it's just one. This one goes back up. Gil centering this one up decently. No, that's going to go all the way to the other side. Unabated. Now RPI looking to take this one out. That's pretty centered.
A little bit of a double commit there, though. I think there was just a little bit of a rush to that one. The comms weren't quite there, and when you're RPI, you gotta watch that. You don't want to have any mistake coming from a double commit. That clear almost could have been dangerous. Luckily, Mattify all the way back knew that he was going to be able to make a play on it, and he pulled that one on Gil. But boy, if Gil wouldn't have been there, that could have been a great 2-goal lead, and then Instinct turning it around on the counterattack, trying to put the tying goal in. So both teams able to get a fantastic defensive play and then a quick counterattack to make an attempt. But we stay at As I say that, the ball goes in, and we are now tied.
Classic Caster's curse. RPI has poured everything into offense the past 45 seconds or so. It's going to turn around and bite him. Right in the behind right there. 125 kilometer per hour goal. Crazy stuff. Hands down the fastest goal we've seen on stream here today across these 5 games. 35 seconds to go. Both teams kind of showing a little bit of pensiveness about actually getting to this one. Initial demo.
I almost expect a lot more spacing to come out now. You're tied 2 goals, 20-something seconds left, and you are in game 5. You cannot keep rushing on all attempts. You almost want to either make sure the shot is going to be perfect or let it go to overtime and see what you can do.
That was a little bit closer for Brother Nature, and that had been a runaway play for the ages. Instinct bring this one up and down. Ferrain ready and willing to let this touch down. We got a game 5 overtime here, Mustache.
What? I wouldn't expect anything else. I mean, to have an overtime here between these 2 powerhouse squads is a perfect way to end this Rocket League series. As Ferrain gonna try and see if he can make the attempt off of Matify's demo. Brother Nature holding down the fort. Instinct coming off the midfield wall. Good challenge to come out from Brother Nature, though. Baynock with control. Instinct, Matify, both there. Instinct dropping it down, but nobody there. Gil was a little bit further back than he would have hoped. And because of that, it gave the amount of time for Rain. Brother Nature connect.
What?
Matify put that in. I don't know what just happened, but RPI will take the series.
My goodness. That was so wonky that instantly a player RPI and instantly a player from Boise State left. So what? That was Matify who actually put this up across the middle, right? So Brother Nature and Furain come like meet in the middle, hit each other. Like this almost looks like it's gonna be some kind of crazy like pinch play that they're like kind of coming in at to get this just like shanked off, just shot off towards this goal. Nope, they just meet in the middle. Obviously, don't demo each other, but then. Once the seas clear here on the other side, who's that but Matify to come in with a very, very fast goal for our only overtime situation across all of these games as well.
I don't know. That is the quintessential point in Rocket League when you put up faking in chat. Like I don't know where the comms were. I almost want to know, and we will probably ask that when we interview one of these players from RPI, but I didn't expect that. I think they connected, and then 2 Boise State players, I think they were trying to play the touch. They connected. Everybody just parted, and Matify was the only one, and Instinct was stuck on the post. I mean, what a weird ending to the series, but hey, you take those, and RPI, they knocked down Boise State, giving them their first loss in ECAC.
Yeah, no, I can agree. Definitely a wonky finish. Especially given that was our only overtime situation as well. Every single one of these games decided by a single goal difference. That was game number 2 that Boise State took and took the advantage goal, the 4-3 goal, to go from 3-3 in the last second. The crazy stuff. The only overtime one goes all the way down to game 5. We'd have it no other way. Like you mentioned, we're going to have a little interview action coming in hot at you guys. Give us just a minute. We'll clean that up. We'll be back with you guys for the culmination of the ECAC Week 5.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big.
Hello and welcome back. This has been the culmination of the Week 5 Rocket League ECAC. That's the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference. I'm FBI Tugbot. I'm here with my man Mustache. And we also got Farain in here to give us a minute of their time after the game. A 3-2 victory in overtime as well over the...
In chat, my question for you is, what did you guys change? Was it just bringing in Mattify? Don't get me wrong, Gio was doing good, but you guys are down 2 games. You lost both of them by 1 goal. They were tight matchups, and then all of a sudden you switch it up game 3, bring Mattify in. What changed? Was there anything that was discussed? What was the game plan for the last series? You reverse swept Boise State.
I think just a little bit of warm-up was needed. We kind of just came into the first game a little dry, and that always helps. But Mattify definitely brings a bit to the table. He's pretty calm, and his defensive ability to just clear the ball really helps us in the midfield, because when we don't have that, sometimes we just won't challenge the other team, and then we just get stuck on defense. And Boise's really good at just taking your boost and demoing you. So we really just we thought that change would help us break out. And also, I think we just started feeling a little better in general.
There you go. Taking your boost and demoing. You talk about kicking while you're down, right? Jeez Rees. But yes, Boise State, an up to this point, unstoppable machine. You guys really took it to them. Not just the 1 game that you took off, not just the 2 games you took off, because they had not dropped a game coming into this with a full match on there. I got to ask, what happened on the last overtime, Matt? The overtime goal right here. Just great. So you and teammate Brother Nature kind of come in the middle and then hit each other. Obviously, no demo, and then you just come screaming through the smoke. Well, how did this? Was this the definition of calculated?
Well, Mattify is definitely the MVP for that play, but tendency, Brother Nature has a tendency to, when I make a call out, he'll kind of just he'll just take my word for it. He'll stop playing because he trusts me so much. And sometimes that can bite you in the butt a bit. So I called it, but he actually had a pretty good shot on that, even though he's cutting from the infield. And we kind of just bumped each other. And then Mattify was like, oh, I'll take a free goal and win the series.
There you go. Kind of like the smoke screen of player hitboxes you just there for a second to block away like vision, whatever. I love it. I absolutely love it. Even if it was even if it wasn't necessarily fully planned out, still into the same, and it came off the back of some solid performances from your squad all the way through. You guys lost the first 2 games 4-3, and then just went through reverse sweep 3-2, 3-2, and then 3-2 in overtime as well. So huge shout outs to you and your squad, the RPI Rensselaer Engineers. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. Excellent.
There you go. We take dubs all day long here. Farain, thank you for coming on. Give us a minute of your time after the game. Do we have any shout outs for you before we get you on out of here?
Just to the RPI Rocket League Club. They're a good group of boys, dedicated to school. Enjoy playing with them. I can get a bit toxic, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
There you go. At least you're honest there, Farain.
So
there you go.
Thanks, guys.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Wrapping this one on up. Shout outs again. This is HyperX, Legion by Lenovo, as well as Dream Seat, Esports Gear, iBuy Power, and of course the ECAC and CSMG. That is the Collegiate Sports Management Group. Now, EMP Live Design is your production company. Anything broadcast-wise that you need, you can hit them up. Find out what they're doing over there on Twitter and whatnot, or talk to the people involved. That would probably be the best bet of getting you your answers.
All righty. Well, that is it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, it has been a pleasure, but now we will be bringing you Overwatch. You guys aren't going to want to miss it, so please stick around as we send you there. FBI, I'll let you say your last goodbyes.
Yeah, no, that's going to be it. Some fantastic Overwatch action kicking off in just a minute. That is Ball State taking on CMU, and that'll be Dryad and Juggle God taking away the action on that one. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Maybe the same bat action. Who knows? Who knows? You got to wait a week to find out.
You're offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows, that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, good evening and welcome to another fantastic night of Overwatch here on ECAC. My name is Warren Jugglegod Hammond and I am joined on the mic by Dryad tonight for this fantastic matchup between Central Methodist University and Ball State University. How are you doing tonight, Dryad?
I'm doing good. You know, we just came from a long match of Rocket League, but now it's time for Overwatch, which, you know, no bias here, but it's definitely my favorite to cast. I'm so excited for these teams and what they're going to be doing. We've seen a lot of action week after week between teams. A lot of the maps and a lot of those matches going longer than others, but we have to see between these two teams who's going to come up on top.
Yeah, I am excited to see how it's going to end up. And of course, I'm hoping for a long night of Overwatch here, you know, to show Rocket League we can do it too, that we've got some fantastic matches coming this way for you. So gonna be fantastic. We're gonna start the night off on Lijiang Tower 2, which is, well, I've got it as my background. It's my favorite map in the game. So I am very excited to see that.
Absolutely, and Lijiang Tower to start it off is always really good just to give us a sense of how the teams are going to be performing. We see maps or teams, for example, that go into that 99-99 on every single sub map that we see in Lijiang Tower, and that means that not only they are very close in that level between the teams, but they're also really good at playing different compositions. This is just a quality that control maps have that not many other maps in Overwatch have, that force you into playing a specific composition depending on the map rather than the meta that we might be seeing on the current state of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see which both these teams run out on. Of course, Brawl is a heavy favorite, but we are going to be going to Gardens first. That's going to be our first sub-map of Lijiang Tower. And you can see a lot of different compositions on here. I wouldn't be surprised to see something with a little disruption in it.
Absolutely, and even the possibilities that you can change on the DPS, those are the bigger questions that I have between these two teams, between Central Methodist and Ball State, seeing what they're able to do, but the doors start to open here in Lijiang Tower. It is going to be all the action coming through, a full dive coming through for this team of Central Methodist just to start it off.
Yeah, and we do see the Sim TP coming out from Ball State, so they're already set up on point. have those Symmetra turrets up and ready to go as well. So it's going to be tough for Central Methodist to get in here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a first point cap from Ball State while Central Methodist is looking to get the angles that they need. We see Sky flanking around to the back line, getting a little ult charge in right there before translocating away. All the members of Ball State on point, and they do have an early pick, so they are looking a little bit better at this moment than Central Methodist in terms of at least this fight. Point still being contested, but there's so many members of Ball State, and with that amplification matrix coming through from Zang Beast, it's going to be next to impossible for Central Methodist to push in, but they're still trying to, and they're still holding on to at least one person on point. Terriermon does go down, though, so there's going to be a little less point pressure, especially with Guy having to translocate out, and Ball State finally takes the point.
A really long fight here, but Central Methodist, he lost their Sombra early on. Even though it got taken down early, was able to come back in time, get a couple hacks, and now they're going to initiate with the Coalescence, ideally get the EMP halfway through the fight, and with that, take control of the point as soon as possible.
Ooh, and that Coalescence already yielding results as Zang Beast is removed. Endy also getting a pick onto the main tank Pen Park, but Black Magic has fallen as well. On the side of CMU, here comes the self-destruct coming in from Hornback, doesn't catch anybody. Sky has this EMP, they pop it, they catch 4 members. Ninja Curly Fry, they go down early in that fight, but there's still members of Ball State online. In fact, there's a couple of counter picks as well. And what looked like it was going the way of CMU initially has fallen in favor of Ball State once again.
And the point, though, it keeps going for the set of Ball State for a little bit longer. Everyone touching the point, everyone fighting just to pass that 70%, even though it doesn't really seem likely anymore. Central Methodist, though, they still have a couple ultimates to use, but Ball State, they know how to hold this point.
Yeah, that they do. They have been tremendously calm and confident on this point, just holding it down. But it's going to eventually go the way of Central Methodist off of the back of some tremendous play from Endy. But the stalls are coming in from Ball State. They have the Lucio on point. May was in her ice block moments ago, and so that's going to cause a few problems. Ball State does get it up to 70+%. Freeze comes out onto Terriermon, but they're going to be able to survive it. Luna has the Coalescence once again. She's going to be looking to use it, I think, early in this next fight.
It didn't seem like Ball State was going to pass the 70%, but they're able to do just that. And now Central Methodist, they have to initiate with Coalescence early on, just denying any possibility for Ball State, because when you look at their composition, you know that they want to create space on point just by using that Blizzard, and that might be enough for them to get to 100.
Yeah, that certainly could be. They're going to start things off with an amplification matrix. Self-destruct goes into. That's going to clear some members off the point. George has already moved from the fight, and that was crucial because they had that sound barrier, which could have been really useful during that shatter right there. But it's going to be all Zang Beast and Ninja Curly Fry on that Reaper, doing a tremendous amount of work. Pen Park getting in on a little bit of the action there as well. Ninja Curly Fry finishing off that last pick, and this is going to be control back in Ball State's favor.
There's just a massive mistake for the set of Central Methodist. Again, they had the space, they had the point, but what they do is that they don't use the Coalescence to start off the fight, and it is instead Ball State that wants to initiate taking down George and denying any possibility for this team to get that extra healing that they needed. Ball State, though, they also have the sound barrier for the next fight, and they're looking forward to keep it.
Oh, things start out with an EMP. It catches 4, but crucially, Fitta was there to get the sound barrier online for Ball State. So many of their members still looking very good. Here comes the Death Blossom, but it's not going to result in anything. But the self-destruct does, catching Fitta out of the fight as soon as that sound barrier goes down. Counter pick comes out for Central Methodist, but things are still actually looking good for Central Methodist, although a pick on from Ninja Curly Fry once again going to even things up. But CMU still in control of this point and looking to get more percentage.
Going back and forth, but they used every single ultimate that they had. Once again, the Coalescence is going to be available, but that is only to open up the fight. That is not going to guarantee any kills, and especially not any space that they would want to now. In the meantime, Ball State, they also have the Blizzard to use, and that is the better ultimate here, including the self-destruct available.
Yeah, here comes that Blizzard, just like you mentioned. It's going to catch Luna out there, going to be removed during that Coalescence, which is a tremendous boon for Ball State. They have a lot of members on point. Here comes that Death Blossom as well, but it's not really going to end up with much of anything for any. Unfortunate for them. Picks coming on for either side, but CMU holding on a little bit better, that is, until George goes down. Ninja Curly Fry very low right now. They're going to have to try and take this duel with the other Reaper, but they back out soon as Eddie still cleaning up for Central Methodist University, and as overtime starts to tick down, it's just the staggers coming in now from Ball State. Hornbach over on the Wrecking Ball to try and get there as quickly as they can, but they are going to be hacked and destroyed before they can do anything. And this first map goes to Central Methodist.
No one else able to touch towards the end, even after the EMP miss coming for the sort of Central Methodist, but able to stay on top towards the end. Ball State was just going back and forth, and I really like the way that they were initiating those fights. But when it passes that 70% for the enemy team, it's the when you need the most for everyone to touch the point together, for everyone to go together, and that was not really the case for this team, causing them to get taken down one by one, especially those supports. Even with the changes that we saw towards the end, it seemed impossible for them to get there in time, but it was really close though between both of them.
Yeah, it absolutely was. You know, you mentioned maps going 99 to 99 on Lichang Tower, and that is exactly what we saw in the first one. I'm excited to see if we've got just as close of a match coming up this next time. Both teams meeting up in this high ground. First blood, though, goes to Ball State. They're able to pick Luna out of the fight, and without her healing, Black Magic and Eddie fall very, very quickly after that. So Ball State coming out roaring after that last loss on that submap.
And an immediate takedown that we see in the meantime for the start of Ball State, but the point is just about to unlock. I like the thinking behind Central Methodist. They know they lost a couple of members. They all know that they have to back up and wait, especially for that main tank to be ready, just because there's so much poke damage coming through for Ball State.
Yeah, there really is. With that with that Junkrat and that Symmetra, there's just a tremendous amount of damage going into those shields, but there's no Symmetra left anymore as US Miller's removed from the fight. Sky trying to get a little bit of action going on the high ground as well, and they're able to keep them away, so no DPS for Ball State at this point. George is removed from the fight, but that's not going to be too terrible for the rest of Central Methodist, but a shatter comes in and a huge pick for Penn Park and the rest of BSU. They're going to be able to, or rather Ball State, yes, Ball State, they're going to be able to hold on to this point.
This is perfect again for Ball State. Even though they use quite a lot of ultimates into the fight, they can initiate for next one with the ultimate for Symmetra and with a Flux and top it off, just to put that damage, and that is exactly what they're going to do right away. The Tire, though, is going to come in, trying to get a couple picks here. It is an momentarily feel on the field and disabling any opportunity, but does get 3. Very, very patient. What we just saw as well for Sky, make it 4 again for this player, and that is a good way to change up this pace.
That certainly is. Central Methodist came out very, very strong right there on the back of that Tire. He gets a 5th kill right there, so Sky is on a tear right now. And 73% though on the board for Ball State. They have to be feeling pretty good about this. And going into this next fight, Black Magic does have this shatter. Here comes a Deadeye to start things out though. Gonna push the rest of the members of Ball State back. Immortality Field committed now. Shatter comes in, lays down a couple of members of Ball State, and they're gonna fall, and CMU is gonna be able to continue to hold.
Going to continue to hold, but we have to see for how long. It was a really good Tire, and we saw Sky, even towards the end, able to get 5 kills. Really, again, changing the pace of what we saw, but the question is, it is not many chances where we see that happening, so can they really do it again? And the answer, as of right now, is gonna be yes. The Shadow as well coming through, and there's so much damage for Ball State. They don't want to give up just yet, even if they lost a member. It's gonna be the last kill into the support, and that's gotta be a reset.
Yeah, that certainly is going to be a reset. The Tire comes in late from Sky. It only catches 1 member of Ball State, and with that, they're going to be able to recapture this point.
They're going to recapture with a lot of ultimates as well for what is going to come next. Central Methodist, they're having so much difficulty after the aggression that we're not expecting. They thought that with a single pick, that was going to be it to continue taking control. But Ball State, they had other plans, and that is exactly what they were able to do. They have everything to initiate, and it's going to be this Metro ultimate to start it off.
Yeah, that it is. It's going to come in and block away that Amp Matrix, but And in addition, the kill comes in from Ninja Curly Fry. Once again, the cleanup is there afterwards. And with 99% on the board, that's going to do it. Ball State evens up this series.
This is what I was talking about. This is the closed Legion Tower, the closed control maps that really make a difference, really leave us with really high expectations of what we can expect between the two teams, especially as we approach other maps. But there's one more here to define how it is going to end up looking like, and it was a lot more aggression now that we saw for Ball State. I love seeing that poke composition that they decided to bring to the table. Even though, again, it is a composition that they can run on that map, but they can't really do much here when we know that the key is going to be that Symmetra TP and who gets to the point first.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see because whoever gets there and is able to set up those turrets is going to have a distinct advantage. Milliseconds matter in trying to get to the point first, so it's going to be exciting. Look at that! They both come in at the exact same time! I can't believe that! Each of those Symmetra teleporters was just synced up beautifully. Both teams get a pick early on point. Immortality Field used by CMU already, so Ball State going to be able to push in. But with a pick on the Penn Park, that's going to make things a lot more difficult. But Luna crucially down for CMU. And without all those extra heals, it's going to be a tough thing to try and stay alive. As the members of Ball State now start putting a lot of pressure on CMU and the picks start coming in favor of them.
Oh, the kills are going to come through for this side of Ball State in a really good way to start it off, especially because they were able to put so much damage because of what you said. They got to the point at the same time, and that means that Ball State was able to win the fight, was also able to put more damage to the enemy team, allowing them that for the next fight, they're going to have quite a lot of ultimates to use. We can expect both of the Symmetra walls to be used pretty much at the same time.
Yep, and here they come, splitting the point into 4 separate quadrants. Self-destruct coming in as well. It's not going to find anything right there. Shatter comes in. It's blocked once again. Luna has this amplification matrix now online. She pops it to try and get in a lot of damage, but Zang Beast pops their own as well. So it's a little bit of a standoff right now. Endy, though, able to break things out, but a self-destruct again from Hardbach. Nets a huge kill, and Ball State going to be able to hold on to this point.
More and more control that we see for Ball State, and it was the same case that we saw on the last map here in Legion Tower. It was them taking control from beginning to end with a couple mistakes that really didn't let that happen. In the meantime, though, it's gonna be a reset for the side of Central Methodist. They still have a couple ultimates. The question is, can they initiate with them this time around? They have the sound barrier, even if they want to play aggressive with it, just to go in and deploy and put that pressure for Ball State.
Yeah, let's see how it happens. Gravitic Flux is going to start things out. Deadeye popped as well, and it's the Deadeye that gets the value. Zane Beast goes down. Before that, sound barrier is really able to take effect. And Central Methodist on the back of a heavy ult bank, going to be able to come in and wipe the floor with Ball State.
It was the initiation really what made it difference. If Flux as well, just being unable to move anywhere, not even able to get that immortality down the way that they wanted to, is going to be the opening for the side of Central Methodist that now is hoping to get a little bit more percentage, but it's going to be a tough scenario for them. None of them can get taken down early on, or Ball State is going to take that as a green light to go in.
Ooh, and with that early Mayball catching out Black Magic, they go down to about half health. This Sim TP gonna be destroyed as well on the way in. Ball State looks like they've got a good plan to how to start this off. If US Miller can get this Blizzard offline, that could be crucial for them. Here comes the amplification matrix, Blizzard thrown in as well. Already a pick on the Penn Park. Cassidy goes down as well. And this looking fantastic for Ball State, as even though there is one pick onto them, make that 2. They're going to be able to take this point back under their control. And with 93% on the board, it's going to be very tough for CMU to come back in.
Very tough. Like you said, is going to push to the 99 this time, Central Methodist, because they were already coming back. They're just hoping to touch the point, and that is exactly what the Divas can do. The Shadow, though, is about to connect, is going to get the kill immediately. And at this point, Central Methodist, they already lost a member, are just hoping to make a difference with the kills. Another Shadow as well is going to come through, and the kills, though, Central Methodist, they're able to stay on top of this fight.
Yeah, they are able to stay on top of this, and it looks like they may even come away with a point capture, despite an excellent-looking situation from Ball State. CMU says, we're not going to give up. We're not going to go quietly into that Dark Knight, and they recap the point.
60%. Central Methodist trying to keep it going. It was a massive comeback crowd we saw from them, but it's gotta be more of where that came from, and that is the question. Can they continue to do that? The self-destruct is going to come through. Wanted to put it all the way, wanted to throw through the back, but instead is going to get one kill. Luna already getting taken down.
Yeah, that is a crucial pick as well. Luna, she keeps on getting picked off early in a lot of these fights for Central Methodist, so that is going to be a problem they need to solve moving forward, but they still have control of the point. But Ball State coming in with a vengeance. They're able to get 2 picks on the board, but there's 1 counter pick on the way. The point does eventually flip over to Ball State. Here comes the pulse bomb. It does find Finna. There's now only Zang Beast Heals online for Ball State on point. The Blizzard comes in as well from U.S. Miller. Can they finish things off here? Sky on the Doofus coming in, looking for that 1-pick potential. They've got the Meteor Strike, but they're not able to find anything into the charge from Penn Park is good, but they're going to be removed as well from the fight. 2 members on for CMU, 4 members on for Ball State. It's looking like Ball State may be able to come back with this, especially after a boop onto George. There's just 1 member left, and that's going to be Ball State taking this first map.
Looking really close, especially towards the end. I'm so surprised that they got that pick into the Baptiste with the self-destruct. It really seemed like this diva, what they wanted to do was to fly just to make the mech go inside a point. That wasn't really the case, but they were still able to connect with the support, and without your Baptiste, you just lose so much healing, so much potential. Still, again, Central Methodist absolutely put up a fight, so I'm so excited to see what they can do next.
Yeah, as am I. I'm going to be very excited. Our next map is going to be Escort, so lots of different options here as well for where we can go. But Central Methodist University, I think they need to work on the survivability of Luna. You know, maybe she's not getting enough peel. Maybe she's just getting out of position or something like that. But like you said, without that BAP in play, it's just going to be so difficult for them to be able to maintain their presence on point and to last long in a fight. I mean, we saw how when the fights went longer, it really favored Ball State.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is what we saw at the beginning of the maps more than anything. That is when Ball State was shining the most. So the question is, as we go into the next maps, are they able to continue doing this and initiate it in the way that they should, but also continue to do it? Because they were looking really strong from the beginning, and that just benefits control maps because you already have most of the fight won on your side.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, it's not unusual to see 3 dry fights in the course of a control map, where you're really only going to see 1 on any of the other kinds of maps as well, just because of the nature of them. So, you know, despite Ball State having, you know, what I think we can say was a dominant, you know, first fight performance in each of the maps, it's going to be less impactful as we move on.
And it could work, right? It can be maps like I'm thinking a salt map where you can get that snowball potential going on for you.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It is the biggest possibility that I see for this team to continue doing that playstyle and making it work out. But it seems like Assault is not going to be their second map, right? So they have to figure out something else in the meantime.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So it's going to be curious to see what they come out with. Ball State, you know, they did get tripped up on one of the maps there, but overall, I feel like their brawl really looked good as well.
Right.
I think that, you know, that so far is the dominant look that we've seen from them. So I'm going to be excited to see how that plays going forward. In fact, I really think it's the only look we've seen from them. CMU was the one that ran out on Gardens with the dive look. So I wonder if we're going to see an Escort map that favors dive, actually, to try and get Ball State off that brawl.
And it does have the potential. It is going to be Rialto for the next map. And, well, it's a map that, like you said, does have the dive potential, but is not only exclusive to the dive style. It actually has so many opportunities. I think my favorite composition, and the one that I think that has worked the most for most teams, is gonna be that Ryan Diva, because you're gonna have the high ground potential that is so important in Rialto, but you're also gonna have the brawl potential a little bit more with the Reinhardt. So that is what I like to see the most for teams. But the Winston is not the worst pick that you could take.
No, it's certainly not. I mean, you can, even if you want to, make a double shield work, I feel like, on Rialto. But I do agree with you. I think that Ryan Diva look is going to be best. And that's certainly what I'm expecting Ball State to run out on. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see CMU trying something a little bit different, trying to go with not the mirror matchup, because so far it hasn't worked out too well for them.
Right. So that is what I want to see, really. If they're going to play something else, what is that something else going to be? Did they play the dive? Which, even the dive, I feel like it's so uncommon at this state of Overwatch that we don't see it very often anymore. If anything, it's
Interesting,
more
yeah.
likely to see a double bubble because it works a little bit better. But if we're not going to see that, then what is going to work out? You even brought the possibility of seeing a double shield, which I hope we don't see, but is absolutely, especially towards the end, it is one of those options that we might be getting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And as we take a leisurely stroll down this canal right here, we're going to get an early look at what compositions each of these teams is running out on. Central Methodist on attack, at least hovering over this Ball Sigma composition in spawn. Sky flirting with the idea of going over to a Widow as well, but we do know what Ball State's running out on, and it is going to be double shield. Sorry to disappoint you right there, but that is what we're going to be looking at first. And I don't dislike this look coming out from Ball State to start out with.
It's at least not the Orisa where I'm a little bit more hesitant because you're not going to have the mobility, but already the turrets are getting taken down. It shouldn't be affecting setup from Methodist too much as the turret is able to get back in the fight as soon as possible. The point is going to be contested, the payload is going to be contested, and it's all about the damage that you're able to put in. Which so far, Central Methodist is trying to do, getting taken down though, the Lucio, that's a lot of heals gone.
Yeah, Ball State's defense has looked very strong so far. They've been able to get a pick early on in each of these fights, which has really slowed down the roll of CMU quite significantly. We can see Ball State once again getting that early pick onto Sky, so that's another fight.
Ooh.
There we go, both DPS down. Ninja Curly Fry doing some amazing work. They've got excellent aim on this Ashe.
Sky already getting taken down twice. It's such an unfortunate scenario, swapping into the Sombra, but even then, the worst thing that can happen to you is getting taken down as a Sombra because you want to build the EMP. You know the winning condition for your team has to be the EMP. So Sky might be trying to adapt a little bit differently here, not pushing forward with the Tracer like we saw, but playing behind those shields, getting a little bit more protection for this next fight to come, especially because they're going to have the amplification to go in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That amplification is really going to be able to open things up for Central Methodist University. They're going to go onto the high ground, but they're going to be met with a blizzard as well. And it looks like Black Magic is caught out. Are they going to be able to survive all this aggression? There is some support from the rest of CMU coming online, and they're able to save their compatriot. Now they've got control of this high ground. Can they get something done with this amplification matrix, just like you were mentioning? But Ninja Curly Fry has other ideas. Hack comes in onto the Gravitic fluxing Hornbach, and Ball State starts to fall. Ninja Curly Fry does commit the Bob, though, on the point. Here's the Gravitic Flux from Terrier Mon as well. But they're going to be taken out by a Fire Strike through an amplification matrix from Zang Beast, and Ball State, despite going down early on, looks like they're going to be able to hold if they can back up quick enough.
If they can. So we're about to see the answer for that question. Central Methodist, like I talked about, the Sky player on Sky is gonna be 65 in the meantime to get that EMP as soon as possible. Lucio getting taken out shouldn't be affecting the team too much, but just a couple seconds waiting for George to be able to be back in the fight. And Ball State, they have a Shatter ready.
Yeah, that they do. And with the Deadeye online as well, this could be a powerful duo. Freeze comes out onto Terrier Mon. Here comes the Deadeye from Endy. They're trying to find a pick. Okay. And they find 4! That was absolutely massive! Central Methodist opens this point wide open. And now Ball State's going to have to try and do everything they can to come back and stall one more time.
Everyone lined up for Andy. Everyone in a corner. No shield, no opportunity to hide. And so Central Methodist, they take this advantage, and they are also going to push forward a little bit too far. I want to say, but that Shatter getting punished immediately.
Yeah, and we see Penn Park has their Shatter online waiting for the perfect moment, but an EMP does come in. Ninja Curly Fry gets one pick, but Penn Park is out of the fight with that Shatter, so Central Methodist has a little bit of fire behind them. They've got what they need to make this cap work with only 20 seconds left to go. Can they get it? The micro missiles of Terrier Mon say, yes, we can. Luna has this amplification matrix. They're gonna pop it right at the last minute because Bob is coming in as well from Ninja Curly Fry. Sky's able to get the Bob out of the fight. Shatter comes in, but it's not going to find any value. Another amplification matrix, and now Ball State is back, and they are back with a vengeance. Overtime has started clicking over right now. Zangbee's trying to get as much healing in as he can to the rest of Ball State, and they're going to be successful. They're going to come away with a first point hold here on Rialto.
And a couple last kills there. Nothing else can be done. The overtime runs out. And it is going to be the full hold happening for this team. An amazing performance from this side of the defense. Always stopping the momentum. Always stopping anything that could have been done. And that there we see the change of pace. And Ball State, the question that we had is their ability to initiate and play aggressive. And we definitely saw it there.
Yeah, we certainly did. We saw it in spades. You know, speaking of aggression, though, I have to mention that charge that came in, or rather that shatter from Black Magic. When he charged in right close to Ball State spawn, I think that was the moment that lost them that first hold. If they had played just a little bit more patient, Central Methodist might have seen second point of Rialto, but it just isn't going to be in the books for him this time. And now they're going to come out with a similar looking defense, but crucially, Terrier Bond on this Diva instead of the Sig.
Central Methodist, even though they have a big chance here to do the same on the defense, it goes back to what we saw in Lake Junk Tower and what I brought up earlier on this map, and is can Sky build that EMP fast enough? Again, there's nothing else that turns out to be a win condition for this team other than the EMP. You might be getting a couple kills with the Shatter, you might be getting a couple kills with the Self-Destruct, but the one win condition that is going to force the aggression to come out of Central Methodist, it has to be that EMP. So Sky is going to fall with a lot of pressure to be able to perform to this level, while Ball State, you're going to have a lot of control in this area.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I imagine we're going to see this card get pushed a considerable amount of time before we are able to see Central Methodist really mount a good defense here, because they have to wait on that EMP. Like you said, that is their only win condition here. And Sky already starting to build it up there, about 15% there. Ninja Curly Fry looking for a headshot on the outskirts of Central Methodist grouping. We see the car wash has already been set up on the high ground. Nobody from Central Methodist is going to be able to come up and contest them. We see Sky once again trying to build that EMP, and already the card has made it up to this first corner. But Central Methodist doing a good job of holding, at least at the moment.
At least for now, but we just want to see for how long that is going to continue to happen. In the meantime, Central Methodist, they're putting a lot of pressure, but again, George is going to get taken down. That might be a disaster for this team.
Now they can't back out, and we see the results of it as Ball State is able to just mow down the rest of Central Methodist. They do get one counter pick onto the Reinhardt, but it's not really going to matter, especially after the res comes in onto Zang Beast too. And now Central Methodist has to try and mount a last moment defense, and they've got to be able to hold for almost 2.5 minutes as well.
It does not seem likely for this team, especially when we look at what is about to come next. It's going to be the ball. It is going to be the Bob from Ball State coming through as well, trying to put that pressure. It is going to come out early on, and breaking the shields, not even able to touch. Is that a C9? I think it is.
I think it might be. Everyone was there and ready to go, but Central Midwest just didn't push in. It looked to me like there was an amplification matrix used there at the last moment too. I don't know if that's what stopped them from pushing forward, but I think that's probably what did it right there. Just got a little bit of cold feet, decided not to stop. So, unlucky end there for Central Methodist University, but you've got to congratulate the amazing play coming out for Ball State, especially that Deadeye. I'm glad we got to see that again. That was tremendous.
Yeah, the Deadeye coming through from this player for this Cassidy was absolutely insane to see, and I would love to see more of those. There's not many opportunities where we see a Deadeye being so effective, because you're depending so much, especially in a game like Overwatch. It just makes it so much harder. You know there's a lot of corners where you can hide. You know there's a lot of shields that you can hide behind, and so less and less opportunities to see a player like this one get a highlight. But everyone was so corner up, no opportunities, no way to hide. Everyone literally in the corner, so it gave us that amazing play.
Yeah, with everyone's backs against the wall, there wasn't anywhere for them to go. And speaking of back against the wall, that is where CMU finds themselves right now. Ball State coming off a dominant win now, going to be taking them up 2-0 in this series. So as we move on to our assault map, it's going to be time for them to really step it up a notch if they hope to stay in this series.
And the next map is going to be Hanamura. We talked a little bit about how good Ball State is at initiating those fights and maintaining the control of those fights. But here's the question now. It's already match point for these two teams, and even though the team that happens to be the better at initiating is the one that's 2-0 right now, there's gotta be an immediate change happening for Central Methodist. They've had the right steps. When they have the ultimates, they know how to engage properly. But we
Yes.
see a lot of them, especially the supports, getting taken down early on. And if you lose one of your supports, it falls into a lot of pressure for the other one to be able to keep up with that performance, which is really, really hard to do.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, having one of those supports picked out is really it can be worst case scenario. You know, either that or your main tank going down almost always spells doom for a fight. And you know, on the other hand, though, Ball State, whenever they went down 1 or 2 in a fight, they were able to calmly recollect themselves, regroup, and come back in and mount a strong defense, and in some cases even turn the fight around. And I think kind of these crucial differences are what we're seeing manifest themselves in the gameplay now that we've moved on, you know, out of the control point match. Because control point maps, they can go either way very easily, but I really think that you start to see teams set themselves apart when you get onto the escort and hybrid style maps.
And we already saw it for this side of Ball State, being able to stay on top of the game. But again, a couple changes are still possible. It's just, I am definitely concerned for the set of Central Methodist and what they're able to do now. Just a matter of any mistake that you make in the defense is going to cost you that point entirely, especially that first one. That is why it's so hard to defend. That is why it's so hard to hold for a long period of time, because one of your players gets taken down, and that is it for the fight. There's just this noble potential as well building up into second. That might make things really difficult, but luckily for Central Methodist, they're going to start on the attacking side, which gives them more opportunities to get that momentum going, just to start playing aggressive, potentially, as we see, bringing up the style that could benefit them the most. While on the side of Ball State, even though I like this composition, we haven't really seen much of a defensive situation besides that last map where we see the May being effective. We just haven't seen much of it, so that could be the opening that Central Methodist is waiting for.
Yeah, that's a good point. US Miller was on, I believe... No, they were on May at one point during Control Center, but yeah, they were on someone else last map. Central Methodist going for Terror from the Sky. We've got both Endy and Sky on these aerial heroes, and that's going to be problematic. Ball State going to have a hard time blocking all this incoming damage from so many different angles. And already we see CMU able to push in with impunity just because of all this mobility. Sang Beast already down for Ball State. And now with the focusing beam ready to go for Andy, it looks like things are going very, very well for Central Methodist. They were not ready for the composition that CMU came out on, and they're going to cap first point with ease. Although Ninja Curly Fry has something to say about it, he is removed from the fight though. So now Central Methodist is able to start pushing in again. But they've got to take care of Miller on the outside.
We see the hesitation as well for this May, trying to stay in point, trying to delay it, using that May ball as well to their benefit, but that is all that the side of Ball State is going to be able to do. It seems like no one else wanting to touch, no one else wanting to recontest. So I like it. Central Methodist bringing up a change, also bringing the dive style that benefits them the most, it seems like, and also having the Nano to initiate next fight. That is absolutely going to be the win condition. Giving the Nano to the Winston, jumping in, taking that high ground control, and denying that space for Ball State.
Yeah, that's a very good point, but they're not going to be able to do it without them in the fight. Sky falls as well, and this is the kind of hold that Ball State needed to have happen. You don't want to get caught in the tidal wave, in that rolling over of the ults from one point to the next. So now Ball State has a much better chance to hold on second point.
The Nano at least was not used, but really, I mean, that is why the Winston got taken down for the set of Methodist, because the Nano didn't come up in time. I think the line of sight was just not quite there for George to be able to give it to their tank. But now they will be having it along with the barrage.
Yeah, and here it comes. We've got both support ultimates committed. We've got 4 ultimates committed on the side of Central Methodist. 2 members of Ball State down, but crucially, Terry Armand is also out of the fight for Central Methodist. They're going to have to try and get these kills as fast as they can. Otherwise, Ball State's going to be able to mount a solid defense. But it doesn't look like that might be in the cards as Andy still has this duplicate online. But they're taken out of the fight. Ninja Curly Fry comes in with a fantastic play on that Tracer. And now we see Penn Park having to go back into spawn to try and heal themselves up. Zangbeast doing just as much as they can to keep the rest of their members online and alive, but rolling through is Terry Armand, who says no to any more of those shenanigans. And now CMU back on the point, trying to turn this over. They've got 1 tick online, but Ball State is coming up with a defense that looks like it just cannot be stopped. Although Finna is once again out of the fight and Zangbeast doesn't have that Coalescence online yet. So it's looking a little bit worrisome, but the picks do come in and Central Methodist is sent back packing to spawn.
61%, and so unfortunate, needed 5% more just to guarantee that second tick. It was so close, but at the same time so far. It was a good initiation for Central Methodist with the nano that we talked about, but it got completely wasted just because when you take that many members of the enemy team off the defensive team at the same time, you know that they have the spawn advantage just to be able to come back again into the fight. That is exactly what happened for Ball State, and on top of that, now they have the advantage in the sense of the ultimates. Now it is them who are going to have that primary reach to initiate even a pulse bomb where only the immortality is going to be the protection against it.
Yeah, you're right, and as soon as that is out of the equation, everybody is just free to press W for Ball State. Hack comes in onto Ninja Curly Fry. That is crucial. If they can take them out of the fight with that Pulse Bomb online, it'll be good, but they're not quite able to do it in time. Picks on either side. Ball State has lost Zangbeast, so there's only Lucio heals, and those are not plentiful. Those are very, very light at most. But Ball State is able to get a couple picks off the back of some fantastic play from their DPS. U.S. Miller now getting pressured by George, but with only 3 members alive, Central Methodist is going to back out.
A couple final kills just to guarantee that fight for the side of the defense. Ball State managing to stay on top. Also have the Bob for the next fight, and that is one by one they're using those ultimates. They're able to fluctuate between them, and it is allowing them for success. Is building up for success. Sky, even though here, trying to stay quiet, trying not to move too much. Not going to benefit a lot without that EMP that I already talked about. And Central Methodist, they're dying to get some ultimates.
Yeah, that they are. They are in desperate need. Bob committed early on from U.S. Miller, and that's going to deal so much damage and push Central Methodist back. They have to use the Immortality Field as well. Huge anti-nade catches out several members of them too, so Zangbeast really doing some fantastic work from the side right there. They're looking to maybe nano somebody else as soon as they move in, and I gotta be honest, this play from, look at that anti-nade come in, catches 2 members of Central Methodist once again, but the picks are gonna come in, presumably because I don't know if the healing was really there for Ball State, and now they're gonna get that second tick online. Can anyone from Ball State even touch it? Doesn't look like it, and Central Methodist, they've got some life in them still. They cap second point of Hanamura with 1.5 minutes.
It started out to be a very messy fight, especially because they used the amplification a little too early, but they started getting those picks out of nowhere. Even when Ball State, it just seemed to me that they were caught in a bad positioning more than anything else. They were ready to use their own ultimates, but they couldn't even get a chance to do that. So Central Methodist, being able to catch the enemy out of nowhere, that is absolutely going to be their winning condition, as we saw from them on the attacking round. And now Ball State going into the attacking side. This is what we talked about. This is a team that is so good at initiating fights. And it just leaves us a question of, can they do it again? How is their mental feeling? Were they expecting so much aggression coming through for that last fight? Because that can also affect that mental game of the players. Feeling confident 2 maps in a row, then getting shot down. And even allowing Central Methodist to have some time remaining in case we see a round 3.
Yeah, you're right. That could have shaken Ball State's mental quite a bit. But they've got a chance now to prove themselves. 1:33 isn't a huge time bake, and if Ball State can come away with a fast cap, just like Central Methodist did, they have the potential to snowball that second point. And I imagine that's what they're banking on.
That is what they're hoping for the side of the defense of Central Methodist. No surprises here. Sky now going to be playing this May, so a lot of possibilities for these players, especially in the line of DPS, where they're able to play many different things. I think I've seen Andy most of the times on this Cassidy, which still has been able to stay on top, getting a couple kills. The TP, though, is not going to get anything done yet.
No, it is not. Two members caught out immediately when that TP went down, and Black Magic was there to just swing his hammer like a giant broom and take care of the rest of Ball State.
The TP was way too close to the doors, way too close for comfort for this side, for this attacking side of Ball State. So they have to go again. Not much that they could have attained, but look at this. Reinhardt already having the shatter to initiate it here.
Wow, and Black Magic connects. 4 members go down. Ninja Curly Fry removed, and 2 others follow right after that. Excellent blank shatter right there from Black Magic to give CMU another chance at holding on to this point.
About 3 minutes remaining. Ball State not too worried yet, but definitely in pressure enough to change that composition. We'll be going for a dive with the Wrecking Ball this time around, and I like it. It's going to put the pressure into point just like they want to, because they recognize the Central Methodist. They happen to be really good at holding this choke point very, very close with the Reinhardt. So the Wrecking Ball hoping to make some distraction if he doesn't get taken down earlier.
Wow, I can't believe he survived. You got to give kudos to the heals there on Ball State. But in the meantime, US Miller did fall down. So that is an unfortunate pick right there for Ball State. Rez does come out onto them. Penn Park out of the fight once again, though. So Ball State really going to have to come up with a new plan or a new approach.
And the Wrecking Ball going in, it was a good approach, but you also have to take into account that the May is going to try to stop you, and as well is going to try to stop you. So there's a lot of counters for this tank to be able to properly go in and create the distraction that they wanted, but we definitely see them trying to go again for the sort of Penn Park, going to put the pressure in the backside. Central Methodist in the meantime, a lot of ultimate use in this choke point.
Yeah, and once again, Ninja Curly Fry goes down. Barrage yields nothing as well, and Ball State looking completely out of ideas right now, as Central Methodist has come back with a vengeance on this map.
Last couple kills coming through for that fight. 1 minute 20 seconds, not a long time, and a lot of time for Ball State to stay on the line on this map and continue potentially going to map 2. At least they have a couple ultimates to use here. It's going to be a duplicate, ideally turning into the Reinhardt, opening up the fight. It's going to be the Farah getting taken down. The rest is, of course, going to be here to back up, and they're ready for what could be the last fight.
Yeah, the res does come out onto US Miller. Luna, she goes down very low, but she's able to stay alive. Shatter comes in again for Black Magic. He does get hit with an anti-nade, which means he's going to have to back up. Hornbach is out of the fight as well. For Ball State, so this is a boon for Central Methodist, but without a Reinhardt, it's going to be a lot easier for them to move in now, and they do have the spawn advantage.
We have to see what they're able to do. One pick, but doesn't seem to be enough. You see the hesitation coming through for the side of Ball State. The duplicate is still going to be available, going into Reinhardt, turning into the Reinhardt. It is going to be the winning condition, just getting that shatter maybe 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They use the Deadeye to zone members of Ball State out, but there's a Diva in. A duplicated Ninja Curly Fry, and the picks come in huge now for Ball State. At the last moment, when there's almost 10 seconds left to go, they find the picks that they need, and they're going to be able to push Central Methodist back and get to see second point.
The changes that came through for Ball State, turning into the Wrecking Ball, into the Farah and the Echo, were perfect. Just happened to be right on time, allowing them to get the ultimates for that potential last fight on first point. That is exactly what they did to initiate. Just needed a couple kills, and that is exactly what they got. On the other hand, Central Methodist, they also recognize a threat, and because of that, the double hit scan will be coming through, especially the Cassidy, along with, well, as we see that Sky switching into the May, bring that potential to go back into the brawl, especially for this high ground.
Yeah, you're right, and they do have this shatter online as well, just like we were talking about before. 97%, 100% to the nano boost as well, and as soon as this May Walls goes down, yes, we see it committed to the Reinhardt. Self-destruct coming in as well, and it's expertly blocked at the last moment. Huge anti-nade once again from Zane Beast, and now, but Penn Park has to charge back as some serious damage comes into them. The DMEC does, though, come in onto Terriermon. They go down very low. Max Magic did eat a biotic grenade the bad way, and they're removed from the fight. Now Ball State has a chance to cap this point, and it looks like they're going to be able to do just that as the picks come in heavily for them. Penn Park still has the Shatter online. They can stop any kind of last moment contest coming in potentially. They're gonna try to keep them at the spawn. The Shatter is there. The freeze comes out as well, and that is gonna be Ball State coming back and capping with a slightly better time.
Just about 10 seconds to make a difference between the teams, and it was a completely different playstyle that we saw. For Central Methodist, for example, on the attacking side, we saw them making it work out immediately on first point, but having difficulty into second. And for Ball State, it was the opposite. It was them having a lot of difficulty in first, making it easily into second, and pushing for that snowball that we were able to see. But Central Methodist, they really surprised me because they were able to catch Ball State off guard on the attacking side. But this is something that you can only do once, ideally twice in this scenario. Ball State is definitely going to be a little bit more prepared on that positioning to start it off to deny that immediate attack.
Yeah, they certainly are. We already see Ball State going over to this Orisa comp with a Torbjorn as well. That's going to make it so difficult for some of these aerial heroes to really get in and start to have an effect, as well as the dive tanks. So this is looking like a better look for Ball State. They've read what they think Central Methodist strength is, and now they're gonna try and mitigate it before it even starts.
And it was the Orisa that we're going to see that is going to deny that. Orisa is an amazing hero just to control a lot of space, which is of course what Ball State is trying to do here on the defensive side, denying any surprises, denying any sort of possibility, and even able to put a lot of pressure for those flying heroes that we will be seeing for Central Methodist. Is going to be Andy on the Echo. We talked about this player playing Cassidy before, but now changing the narrative, wanting to go and take control of the high ground a little bit faster. I don't think this is going to work out though.
Ooh, yeah, and already we see Sky removed from the sky. And with that, Central Methodist push is going to be left wanting.
Central Methodist, they really have to change those DPS. There's no control that you're able to get. You're going to have a D.Va flying behind you. You're going to have the Orisa putting pressure and potentially using that hull to deny the potential. And on top of that, you're going to have the Ash also putting a couple of shots into your head. And it does happen. It's going to be a change as soon as possible because there's only 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. With 30 seconds left on the clock, this is do or die now for Central Methodist. They don't want this to go to a draw or a loss, for that matter. Alt comes in, tries to catch Andy out of the way, but they're able to back up just a little bit. And now, once again, this bunker is set for Ball State. There's 10 seconds left to go. CMU has to make a move now. Nano committed onto Black Magic, but they eat a nade once again when they come in. Sky's removed from the fight once again by Ninja Curly Fry, but they take a L as well. And now Central Methodist gonna be able to cap this first point as long as they take care of these daggers, and their hopes of staying in this series continue to live.
Continue to leave right at the last second, the last opportunity where Central Methodist were able to use that Valkyrie that we see ending just now to take control of first. And again, catching Ball State really off guard, but this time around for the last fight of first point. There's only going to be 20 seconds remaining, so it's now or never for Central Methodist to put that pressure into second. They're going to have a promo rage that is going to allow them to stay alive, so big ultimate advantage that could be coming through for this attacking team.
Yeah, it certainly could. They've got 10 seconds left to go. They have to make their move on point. Sky, though, is out of the fight. Hornbach did an excellent job mitigating them. Bad as well. They're able to take George, too. All the ults are getting popped now, but there's already one tick online for Central Methodist. Can Ball State come back and hold on to this point? We've got the duplicated supercharger out, but it is gone now, and US Miller starting the comeback now. There is one tick on the board for Central Methodist. They have their win condition set, and now it is up to Ball State to see if they can seal the deal.
No draws will be happening here, which is, sometimes it feels a little bit surprising because Hanamura can bring up so many draws between teams. between Central Methodist and Ball State, that is not going to be the case. Central Methodist finally finding their way, finally finding their footing on that first point and pushing the snowball for as far as they could into second. But they ultimately they were able to get along the way. I think Ball State has to be a little bit surprised here. They were expecting to have a full hold. They got denied immediately. And even when I was saying that Central Methodist had to change the Farah and the Echo, I think, yes, it would have made it a lot easier to even have some time remaining towards the end. But I think the real heroes on this team were the tanks, allowing the DPS to create that space, allowing the pressure to come in, because only those flying heroes are not going to be enough to get the opening pick that they needed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we saw that happen so quickly. Sky getting grounded almost immediately on that last push. Ball State has to know that they've got to keep their eyes up right now. And as the doors are getting ready to open, Ball State opting not to go for the Wrecking Ball. I feel like that was their success to victory last time. They've decided to go back to the brawl.
And the brawling thing is going to work out really well on the mirror match for the set of Ball State. I like this positioning though. This is a good way to start it off if you're this attacking team. Just taking the high ground, taking that space that Central Methodist will not be expecting, but is slowly catching up to.
Yeah, that they are. CMU rotating around. They try to stop them from getting that high ground, but they're going to be able to drop now onto point without really having to take much chip damage along the way. Immortality Field already used, but Finna is removed from the fight. Shatter coming in, enormous one from Black Magic. Gonna stop things in their track. And that is gonna be, well, actually Ball State does get a pick onto Terriermon, so it isn't over yet for them. They may be able to come out with this first point capture, but Black Magic does find Ninja Curly Fry, and they've been so crucial to so many of the success, but the Shatter is there, and now there's no more Black Magic left for the rest of Central Methodist on point. They're gonna eventually yield this as long as Ball State can get these last few picks, but Central Methodist doesn't want to give it up, as we do see a couple picks come in for them, and that push is over unless some serious heroics can come in from Ninja Curling Fry, but they decide to back off.
They have to back out because there's only 20 seconds remaining. This is one last opportunity just to create that distraction. It's going to be that Wrecking Ball, putting that pressure into backline. Everyone else getting there at the same time, and then Reinhardt, they're looking at him.
Yeah, that they are. George is able to pop that sound barrier, and that's going to give Central Methodist so much staying power, and it's going to work out for them so well as Ball State is falling like flies now. The Death Blossom coming in to seal the deal. There's just one Wrecking Ball rolling around from Ball State, and that's not going to be enough to hold on. And Central Methodist is back in this fight.
Back in the fight right when they needed it, right at the match point, and guaranteeing that Central Methodist is able to get at least one map. The comeback potential is absolutely there. Ball State, they could not find exactly what to do against this team here on Hanamura. They were simply too strong. In Ball State, it was just a different set of compositions, a different defense, a lot of possibilities, and they are showing us that they're able to play different compositions, but not to the highest level, especially enough to beat Central for what they really needed on that map.
Yeah, and we're going to be headed to a hybrid map next, and I'm going to be excited to see what is chosen here. Of course, there is always the fan favorite Kings Row, fan and players alike, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, especially considering it's going to be Ball State's pick, and they have looked so dominant on the Brawl.
They're really good at the Brawl. They're really good with that Reinhardt, especially being able to build that Shatter. And even though we've seen some really good Shatters connecting, I'm worried that this is something that both of the teams are going to be able to catch up to, and how to deny that Shatter more effectively, learning about the playstyle of your enemy Reinhardt. So it is something that I want to keep an eye on, but at the same time, I think even though we've seen this team being so good at the Brawl, the question that I have now is, for the set of Central Methodist, they can still bring something else. And how much are they willing to bring something else to the table, especially as we jump into Kings Row?
Exactly. I mean, Kings Row, it's almost locked down on Brawl. It really is. It's just so powerful here for so many different reasons. But in recent times, we have seen other compositions be played at least on the attacking side. So Central Methodist does have that to potentially fall back on if they find that they are running up against a wall in this mirror matchup. But CMU did show signs of life with their brawl as well. They were able to hold back the aggression from Ball State. So could be done. This could really go either way. We've got a good series on our hands.
We absolutely do, especially with the comeback potential. I think that is what I want to keep an eye on, and the possibility to actually see that coming, or if this is a tiny break while they were deciding what teams they wanted to bring, if that break was going to be enough for Ball State to reset that mentality, to reset that thinking that they had for that last map, and be able to get this over with as soon as possible.
Yeah, you're right. You know, going up 2-0 and then losing a map can be so frustrating if you're the team that's ahead, because, you know, you can taste the victory. It's right there. It's within grasp, but you just don't quite have it. And now you're forced to go back and try again from scratch on a new map. But I think Kings Row is the way to go for Ball State, and I think we're going to see some fantastic play from them. But CMU showing that they want this win just as badly too.
Even when scrimming any teams, they know that they have to practice at Kings Row. The scrims row, if anything, they love bringing it to the table just because you have to be good at this map. It's a map that comes in so often, more than not. And especially even in this meta of Overwatch that we have right now, you know that the brawl is going to be benefited more than anything else. So like you said, Ball State having that potential, already having match point, and trying to get this over with on this last potential map.
And they are going to opt for the attack first, which is a little interesting to me. I thought that we would certainly see them going on defense, although I guess it is Central Methodist choice. I forget that. But this is going to be really, really fascinating. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Central Methodist on the brawl. They've opted not to go for the May, instead for the Reaper Cree, which is a very good look as well, but they're not going to have that staying power on point that I think May provides.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot of different heroes being brought by the side of Central Methodist, and a lot of possibilities. But to start it off, I think this Cassidy and this Reaper are going to be good to start it off right away. Ball State, on the other hand, bringing a pretty similar composition, but with the May, trying to isolate the Reinhardt as soon as possible. Oh, and that they will do.
Yeah, they do that very well. The Immortality field is there for both teams, as a matter of fact. So they're going to be able to stay up, at least for the moment. Pen Park trying to get in, but their shield is going down very low. It's eventually removed, and Terriermon is there to finish up the job. Ninja Curly Fry going down as well. And Central Methodist looking dominant on their first defense.
Ball State getting taken down in the defense for Central Methodist, looking better and better, just like this team is looking for us right now. 70 for Shatter. Central Methodist is ready to initiate with it for next fight as soon as possible, including that self-destruct, throwing it all the way into backside and trying to get some kills with it.
Yeah, that they are. Sky going for an early pick, but it has to wraith out to avoid some of the damage coming in from Ball State. Immortality field used again early on by Central Methodist. And now we see that amplification matrix coming out, dealing so much damage into the hotel. It's going to force Ball State to reconsider their approach to point and decide to rotate around the Mondada statue and pop their own amplification matrix to get things started. And get things started they do with a fall pick onto George, who was just about to proc that sound barrier as well. Deadeye committed now. And the Shatter comes in as well. It's not going to catch anybody, but the Blizzard is there to try and finish the job. But Central Methodist continuing to hold on strong. But there's 2 ticks already on the board. Can they keep it up? As Ball State now looks like they have the momentum firmly in their favor, especially after a pick on the Sky. The sound barrier committed as well from George to try and hold on to this point. For Central Methodist, they've got so many members of the team back. They should be able to do it. But Terriermon is removed from the fight as well by an expertly placed Fire Strike.
The Fire Strike will be coming through. Everyone's so low for this team. going to be the raid as well coming through, trying to get a kill. Sky getting taken down towards the end. Does take their Reinhardt on their hands and trying to get a little bit more. This is very intense for this fight. The Blizzard as well. Tries to get Eden. Doesn't get there in time. For the Ziva was just about to eat the Blizzard. Was just about to put the pressure into touch point. Gets completely denied and now has to deal with a stagger.
Yeah, that they do. I was surprised they survived that Reinhardt charge right there. I think the Reinhardt got stunned or something at the last moment, but regardless, they made it through, and now Ball State going to be able to get the ball rolling on this first point, but they're looking at some serious ults coming up from Central Methodist.
And passing this corner is going to be crucial. Ball State, they know this. That is why on the attacking side, you don't want to give any space. You want to have the least amount of fights as possible, using the amplification as well, creating even more space. As the Baptiste seems like all the way in the back, they're just rotating.
Ooh, an excellent Maywall comes in to block the self-destruct from Hornbach. And Central Methodist is going to be able to clean up after that as they just wipe the floor with what is left of Ball State.
A couple more kills coming through, and that is now going to open up the space for Central Methodist to continue to hold this defense and to continue having it be really strong. They're not going to allow any space to be taken away, or at least that's what they're hoping for. Shatter now for this team will be available along with the amplification. We have the potential for the 5-strike amplification that can be such a strong combination.
Yeah, it certainly can be, and especially with this kind of a flank coming out here as well from Ball State. I like it a lot. Deadeye going to be committed from Ninja Curly Fry. It's going to make so many members of Central Methodist fall back. Nothing comes of it. They try for a flashbang as well, but nothing is going to connect. Shatter blocked by a Maywall as well. That's going to allow Ball State to stay in this fight. Black Magic goes down very low. Their shield is going down low again, but it's Penn Park who meets their demise first at the hands of an amplification matrix from Luda.
The fight, it hasn't given up just yet. It's going to be the main transition point for a little bit longer, trying to hope that the Tides are going to switch sides, and that they will do. 3 kills happening for the side of Ball State. The Blizzard as well coming through to guarantee the last one that they need, which is going to be the Diva. No stagger. They just want to get this over with. Start moving that payload, and Ball State once again, they managed to stay in top. I don't think anyone, even from Central Methodist, will be able to touch on this last opportunity. So second point going for the side of Ball State, continuing to create space into third.
Yeah, and they have such a healthy ult bait coming up. 4 ults versus Central Methodist 2 for this next fight. And it's gonna start out with a Deadeye from Cassidy, and it finds 2. The Maywall goes down just at the last moment, and Ninja Curly Fry coming up with a fantastic kill right there. Ball State gonna be able to continue this cart push right here, and now Central Methodist looking nervous, looking like they've got to come up with something big here.
Ball State, 2 ultimates for their supports. In the meantime, Central Methodist, they just use those ultimates. Winning condition has got to be that one. Amplification to start it off. It's going to create the space that they need as well. Blizzard, though, is going to be available. The Immortality has to be available still. There it is. The Blizzard is going to come out. Going to freeze a couple of the members of the enemy team. But Sound Barrier comes in just in time.
Penn Park goes down. The sound barrier was there just a little bit late to try and save him, but there is a pick on the Black Magic as well, so both main tanks out of the fight. The self-destruct does yield a kill onto Terriermon before they're able to get back into their mech as well. So, despite a pick coming out early in favor of Central Methodist, Ball State looking a little bit better, especially because their Reinhardt has to be coming back to the fight soon. The Blizzard comes out. US Miller trying to find an off angle to free some other members. Deadeye committed now from Central Methodist Cassidy, and it does find Penn Park. So there's no main tank once again for Ball State, and without that, they're just falling like dominoes.
One by one, they fall. 1 minute, 25 seconds remaining. Ball State, in the meantime, the payload for them will be moving back. The stagger as well. Oh, trying to get the Diva to stay alive for a little bit longer, but that will not be the case. So amplification again to start it off. This is something that we see consistently in Overwatch, consistently at a high level, especially with these players who put so much damage and so much healing into their team. Ball State, they're ready to go, but Central Methodist, they're holding this corner and they do not want to let it go, especially as they have the Blizzard available.
Yeah, that they do. The Shatter comes in first, though, from Black Magic. It catches several members. The Blizzard is there on top of it, and that is going to stop all the momentum that Ball State had right there and send them back to spawn.
One less fight territory. Ball State, what can you do now? Well, you wasted your Blizzard for Central Methodist. A couple ultimates that are not longer available for this defensive team. And so Ball State, on the other hand, are looking pretty good. About to have 6 ultimates. If this doesn't work, nothing will.
Yeah, they're going to speed boost the Cassidy in. They're able to find a pick onto Luna as well. That is huge. Self-destruct tossed into the pit. It's not going to find anybody. Here comes another one and a Deadeye as well. Interior Box was bigger. Central Methodist is gonna look like they're gonna be able to hold. Sky is removed from the fight, but that's it. Black Magic now opting to go over to that Wrecking Ball to try and stall things out as long as they can. And they're able to do just that. Penn Park removed from the fight and overtime is clicking down. And Central Methodist says, you may be Brawl State, but we have ascended to Brawl State.
Central Methodist definitely looking like a different team now on this 4th map and having all the potential for the comeback that we talked about, especially after such a strong defense that they were able to pull. We talked about the brawl potential for this set of Ball State. We talked about how good they looked with this composition on that first map, but Central Methodist, like I said, that was what I was looking for. Were they going to be able to catch up to the playstyle of Ball State? And that is something that, yes, they were able to do. The answer was yes. They were able to deny a lot of those ultimates that they wanted to. That Shatter didn't get as much value as we saw on that first map. And with that Ball State, they are scared right now of what can be done next. It's going to be a strong defense, though, just to build that confidence, wasting maybe 2 minutes. Only being able to rotate those ultimates.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Central Methodist, they were coming out of those first 2 maps with nothing but a prayer, but now they have shown that they deserve to be here and that they can give Ball State a run for their money and potentially even come away with a reverse sweep, as that is going to be their only hope of taking this series right here. With 10 seconds ready to go before the match starts. It's exciting to think about what's going to come out here and what we're going to see happen on the streets of Kings Row. Central Methodist loading out with a look that we saw them with last time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they're going to opt to rotate around the Mondada statue to start things out. George looking to maybe get an early boop in, trying to push someone into the hammer of Black Magic, or rather of Penn Park. Black Magic going down very low early on, and Luna has to commit that immortality field. The DMAC does come in, though, on the Hornbox, so now Central Methodist really has an opportunity to push in, especially with the shield of Penn Parks going down so low. They're going to be able to get at least 1 tick on the board, maybe even 2, and especially now that so many members of Ball State are just falling, and Central Methodist going to be able to take a very fast first point cap here on Kings Row.
1 by 1 they fall, and 1 by 1 Central Methodist is able to start building that momentum, starts feeling the confidence that is going to come through after such a fast first fight, immediately getting value out of it. Very similar to what we saw in Hanamura for this team. They just went in, they got the kills, they got the fight, they got the point, and for now they will be starting to move the payload. On the other hand, Ball State just hoping to come back in time, and that they're just about to do.
Yeah, we see that they're back and they have the amplification matrix ready to go. They've got, and there it goes. It's popped early. They might layer in the Deadeye through it as well. Lunya holding on to theirs, but Sky coming in with a huge Death Blossom. A couple of counter picks come online as well for Ball State, so this isn't over. Carriermon throws in the self-destruct. Can anyone get out of the way? Yes, they can, but Ninja Curly Fry wasn't so lucky, and Central Methodist continues to push forward and to show that they are back in this matchup.
They are back in the fight. They're back. They look so strong, and they continue to get the kills. Ball State fighting for their lives, really hoping to get back. They will be able to right on time, but with a couple of changes, not many ultimates will be available for them.
And speaking of ultimates, we see Andy popping Cassidy's Deadeye once again. Members of Ball State try to hide, but once again, Penn Park is picked off, and look at the charge coming in as well from Black Magic. The self-destruct in there from Hornbach is the last minute Hail Mary, but it's not going to yield anything, and this cart is still moving under Central Methodist control.
Is a reverse sweep on the way, but a couple more fights to go just to guarantee that. Us Miller trying to get those hacks, trying to build that EMP for what could be the last fight, but the kills finally come through for the Star Balls today. Have to play aggressive this time around, but the Sound Barrier come up on top with it. They know how important it is to take control of space, but Andy all the way in the back does get two. Gotta be denied again though for this defense.
Yeah, this fight is still going on heavily. US Miller has built up that EMP, but they're removed from the fight, crucially at the last moment. Sky taken out as well. And what looked like was going to be a quick capture from Central Methodist has turned into a solid defense from Ball State.
I talked about Miller and how much he wanted to get those hacks to get that ultimate, and he was able to do just that. EMP going to be available for next fight on this defensive team, and that is what they need just to get more damage done, get Penn Park the opportunity to get that shatter as well for the next fight and take each one by one. EMP does come out, gets 4.
Yeah, that it does, and that's going to be a tremendous boon for CMU, as Ball State is left with nothing to do but scratch their heads and try again.
This is what I was talking about before that quick fight, and it was the EMP was going to enable Penn Park to put the damage in just to get that shatter. They were able to do just that. Is about to get to the 100%, and Miller hasn't given up just yet, hoping to get another so that they do not lose the second point.
Yeah, because as soon as they lose that second point, things start to look very, very dicey for Ball State. They know that victory is just around the corner, but Sky coming in with a big Death Blossom. Terriermon as well gets someone with a self-destruct, but there are counter picks. Ball State not going to be outdone yet, and in fact, they are in the lead. The hack is out onto Luna, so they're going to be going down very, very low, and in fact, removed from the fight. And now what was a 5.5 minute time bank is then whittled down to less than 2 for Central Methodist.
I do see the mistakes finally being fixed by the side of Ball State. They knew they were making a lot very early on, especially in that last map and in this one too on that first round, but they're fixing them now. They're working more as a team, and knowing that even if they lose one member, they still have the opportunity to win the fight. Miller definitely needing some healing, about to do that, and about also to have that EMP that worked out so well to fight to go.
Yeah, it certainly did, and with other ults coming online for Ball State, they're looking primed to take another win. But they're going to have to deal with Luna's amplification matrix as soon as it gets into range. We see the EMP comes in, and it catches 4 members, crucially both supports as well. High Noon from Cassidy is able to net a pick onto George, but there is a counter pick onto Finna as well. Self-destruct comes in, and it's not going to find anything. Deadeye once again, but Ball State, they've got the hold that they needed, and now Central Methodist left with just a minute, less than a minute as a matter of fact, to try and cap this second point.
45 seconds remaining. By the time that the fight starts, it's going to be around 30, and Ball State, they are looking so good. They were fixing those mistakes, but now they do not have the EMP that worked out twice for them. Now it's gotta be the shadow amplification, hoping that it's going to work.
Yeah, that amplification matrix popped early, but Central Methodist just walks through it. The hack comes out on Black Magic, and that's the go button for the shatter. There it is, and that's gonna let Andy get picked as well. The sound barrier committed from Finna with less than 20 seconds to go. Central Methodist has to do something. George commits the sound barrier as well. Andy swaps over to that Tracer to try and get back as quick as they can. Hornbach throws in the self-destruct, but it doesn't catch anybody, and now Penn Park is just left to swing his hammer and say congratulations to the rest of his team as they try to get these last daggers and take out that Tracer. Overtime has been triggered, though, by Central Methodist. Can they get back? Terriermon on point with nothing left but his baby diva form. High Noon coming in once again from Ninja Curly Fry, and the overtime is just barely ticked. Black Magic, the only one left on point. Andy, the last person standing for Central Methodist, and that is gonna be Ball State coming away with a 3-1 victory over Central Methodist tonight.
A 3-1 in Ball State University. They made some mistakes. They lost one map, but they knew they had to get their game back on. They were able to do that here in Kings Row. Even when towards the beginning we weren't really feeling confident about the brawl for this team, after we saw the side of Central coming up on top, they were again able to fix those mistakes, able to build that EMP so much faster towards the end. I mean, fight after fight, they were passing that 60% to build the EMP. Even in their winning condition, also creating a lot of space into that corner that is so hard to deal with if you don't have for the attacking team. And that is the way the Ball State they're able to take the victory tonight.
Yeah, they certainly were. You know, they looked rough after Hanamura and during Hanamura, but you've got to give credit to the mental fortitude of Ball State as well to be able to come back from a crushing defeat like that on Hanamura and mount a phenomenal defense on Kings Row. I mean, they weren't able to cap. CMU was able to keep them at bay during their attack, but they had the better defense in the end. And, you know, like has been said in the past, good defense wins games.
Absolutely. That is all you need, especially in maps like Kings Row. If you feel confident on your defense, you just know exactly how to end those fights, just like we saw Ball State ending that match.
Absolutely. And we are going to take a short break now that the match is over while we get an interview lined up for you. So stick around. We will be back very soon.
That's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cause is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother.
Hello, everybody, and we are back. And we are excited to bring you an interview with the main tank, Penn Park. How are you doing tonight? And congratulations, by the way, on a fantastic win. Oh, look at that. You've got the belt.
I got the belt.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here, honestly. But yeah, we played really good. We had a little scare on Hanamura, but besides that, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, well, actually, that I wanted to ask you a little about. The Hanamura scare, it looked a little rough for you out there. What did you do? Was there a mental change? Was there a compositional change? What change did you all make to come back and give such a dominating defense on Kings Row?
So we like to stick to our brawl, definitely. And when it wasn't working there, we didn't have the right mindset. We tried it, didn't work on Hanamura. So ultimately we picked Kings Row because we knew we could brawl better. And that's just what we did. We just,
Yeah, but even then, I think on that first round that we saw for Kings Row, there was still a little bit of hesitation, like you said, and we noticed you guys like to run the brawl, but there were a couple of mistakes made on that first round, and you guys obviously fixed it on that second. But so, what was happening there?
Really, we listened to our IGL, Finna. He really rounded us together, and he told us, hey, we need to cut the mistakes, get back to our basics, and we just did that. We kept the May. They didn't have a May at first, so that really helped us out. And then we switched Sombra by Miller, and that was really good. And he got those hacks off really nice and built those EMPs. So that ultimately was the deciding factor, I believe.
Yeah, the EMPs came through towards the end, and it's really nice to see, just because a lot of teams have difficulty being able to capitalize out of an EMP, even if it gets 3 or 4 or 5. But your team was able to do that towards the end. So is there some sort of preparation when an ultimate that massive is going to come through? So obviously the player is going to be communicating, but what is their reaction? Because, especially as a main tank, you have to capitalize out of it and put the pressure in.
Yeah, definitely. We usually wait till they're in a choke that we know is our kill box, and we look for it. Miller will call out when he's ready, and Finna will ultimately give the go. And we mostly were doing EMP shatters there, so I was also ready. And right when I saw the Ryan get hacked, that's when my cue, a shatter. Usually got as much as I can, and they really want us to fight most of those times, so that was really nice.
Yeah, that was I loved that shatter right after the hack. I can't remember if that was the last fight or not. It might have been the penultimate fight. I'm not sure, but it was just a fantastic play from you there. Before we close things out, though, I want to know, do you have anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, either on your team, family, friends, pets, whatever?
Definitely shout out my mom, my dad. Appreciate them watching the stream right now.
That's
definitely,
awesome.
Definitely
Hi,
shout
Mom and
out. Definitely shout out the whole team, especially Ninja Curly Fry. Really clicked some heads today. Ultimately won us that Rialto game. And yeah, I appreciate the time.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in to join us.
Of course.
Congratulations on your win, and good luck to you during the rest of the season.
Thank you guys very much.
You are welcome. And that is going to do it for us on the broadcast tonight. It has been an exciting night of gaming. Rocket League went long. We went long. We went to Game 4. It's just been a phenomenal night of video gaming here and esports at ECAC.
Yeah, absolutely. You had so much action coming through, and especially because on the first two maps that we saw, it seemed like it was going to be a 3-0, but I love seeing that competitive action coming through for both of the teams today for Overwatch, just like we had other games earlier on.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it from us here in the casting booth. Before I close out, any final words to the viewers at home for them, Dryad?
I mean, nothing else than just keeping an eye on every week. We just have so many games, and just like the action that you guys saw, I mean, it's just continuing that.
All right, well, thank you so much. We will be back again soon with more esports action, but that's going to do it for us tonight. GG's and see you next time.
I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. on my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.